So he got lucky.
If my Domino's wasn't hot and ready, you'd be pulled over so quick.
If I didn't have this little sleazies. Here's a question. I noticed this one on my drive last week.
Before you ask
driving.
that question, is this something you want on live?
Are we streaming? Tips from a police officer.
Bonus action.
Yes.
Hypothetically.
How to speed on the highway and get away with it.
Yeah. So I was driving, right? And I normally do like 72. So it's a cool 7. And that's normally where I keep it because 90% of people are going faster than me. So I'm like, I'm cool. I'm not the slowest person on the road, but I'm also not the fastest. I feel like that's very important. So I'm going and I'm driving. It's in the middle of relatively nowhere. But I always have my little Google Maps up. I see the little radar gun signal. And I'm like, that means someone saw a cop ahead. Let me just back that off too. I back it off. I'm doing 70. I'm going. Car comes past me. They're maybe doing 72. They're not passing me fast, but fast enough. That little radar thing is, an inch away. So that's probably about 1.5 miles down the road still. We get to a section. There's a little break in the highway in the center median because there's a bunch of forest and shit right there. Cops sitting right there. Yep. Right after I had tick down 2, I go past. Cops right there. Little radar thing says it's down there. Do highway patrolmen like yourselves game that system and like, I saw a cop down here. Try to get them because it wasn't just one.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
It was twice that happened.
So Brett, correct me if I'm wrong, but a lot of times you have like 2 people, like one to notify and one to like get them, basically. Because I've seen that happen like a bunch where like one, maybe it's just like a Los Angeles thing. Like one cop will be down here, and then there'll be another cop to actually pull somebody.
They can
over.
also,
we
catch
do that with
radio
with
down.
radar. Yeah. When we do aircraft ops, it's kind of how we do it. Like the planes use a VASCAR system, and they use time distance formulas to calculate speed. So we just they carry the burden of proof. But I just stop and write the ticket. Yeah. So with that, that does happen. It's not really common though. If I'm running speed,
common
I catch my own speeders.
I see that a lot. Like one cop will like get the gun out and then radio in and have him pull over X car.
So the gun is actually LiDAR, not radar.
Yeah.
But the question I have,
I don't. Some people do. I like with Waze. I've definitely seen a lot of posts about people who put the cop pin on Waze because the people who are going to pay attention to that are going to slow down in shit like that. Same reason why if I'm on a scene where it's
but are you doing it purposefully to put it farther away from you?
No,
because people are going to slow down.
Or
does it take a very diabolical sort?
It's smart. I've definitely if I've been somewhere.
Did I just give you ideas?
No. If I've been working a spot, like there's a couple of spots I like to work when I'm running stationary speed. And if I've been there and I go, I don't know, whatever I feel like that day is too long with the pace I have been going for making stops, I'll pull up Waze. And if there's a cop pin, I leave.
So there's a study done like in a smaller town.
Like, damn, I've been found out.
Well,
damn you,
like
Google.
Everybody who comes by uses Waze. And I don't know if Google does it now or not. I know for sure
Google Maps does it as well. Yeah.
And so nobody who lives where I live or drives the road that I work a lot, I have never come across it on Google. Only ever on Waze. So
it seems like it's a pretty new thing. It seems like it's a pretty new thing for Google because it's only been popping up maybe within the last 6 months or something. But yeah, there's a little report, and it's not just report the police. It's also like report an incident, report traffic, something in the road, whatever. Yeah.
One of my biggest pet peeves in the world, ever since I was a kid, is the signs on the side of the freeway that says "speed limit enforced by aircraft." Because in my entire life, I've never seen an aircraft drop a bomb on a car for speed. I've seen aircraft observe speeds.
Imagine.
It should say speed limit observed by aircraft. But it's the police that do the enforcing.
Well, they're also police officers.
So you can actually get a mail-in ticket from that.
Yeah, but that's
Like,
a photo
the cop
radar
doesn't-
van.
Yeah. So like a buddy of mine
That's-
was driving through Nevada and he got mailed a ticket for going like 90 or whatever because he got
That
caught
varies
on
by
radar.
state on whether or not you have to deal with those.
I have never seen an aircraft do this. Am I
So-
blind?
I have never seen the plane, but I have written a bunch of tickets for the pilot.
Oh shit!
I wonder, is it
Cruising
like an
at
actual
a
pilot,
cool
or is it like a
36,000
drone
feet,
now?
I have
and there
no
are 13
idea.
speeders.
Yeah, I have no idea what the altitude they fly at. I do know my sergeant who
Like,
came
how
from another area.
How can you even see my license plate number from up there?
And they don't. So what they do is like so they measure the speed with the tools that they have in their training. And they get a description of the vehicle. And we have to follow the vehicle for a certain amount of time, and they confirm that it's the vehicle, and they confirm that we stopped the right vehicle, and then they take note of the plate. And they go back into the rotation for the other car because we do the team ops. It's more than one trooper working it. But yeah, the people who fly the planes are sworn police officers. They're just troopers and sergeants who also happen to be pilots.
So are they like legit pilots now, or do you use drones?
Yeah.
Yeah, no. It's
We
flight
have
school.
a
Flight
plane,
school.
some kind of Cessna plane that we use for it, or a couple of them.
Yeah.
That's
I've
And
seen
just
it a
like
couple
that,
times.
And just like that, we circle around to our first topic of drones and the cops.
One day, I mean, when I can just deploy my fucking drone and sit a mile down the road and just flag people into the fucking say, come over here for your ticket. Like, I'll be down for that eventually.
Pretty soon you'll be sitting at your computer like you are now, but pulling people over with a police drone.
I've
whole
always just
battlefield.
imagined that the police plane is just like the modern warfare AC-130. Instead of shooting like the giant tank gun, it's
The
just firing
highways
like
are fucked up
Ticket,
enough.
ticket,
filled
ticket,
with
ticket,
speeding tickets.
Yeah. It's like a machine gun turret, but it just shoots out tickets.
Could you imagine how much more exciting your trip down the interstate would be if you were speeding and all of a sudden a fucking citation just gets spiked through your fucking windshield into your
Just
driver?
in your car. See what a little ticket, like a yellow ticket sticking out of
Like
your
flapping in the
Yeah,
breeze
it's
as
just
you're
like
going
flapping.
down.
Oh, you just caused a traffic collision from that ticket. Let's get 10 more down there.
Ugh.
Dodge.
I hate it.
Weave.
And this week's
okay,
Wednesday,
well-
the more you know.
Yeah. I think we've wasted enough time today.
Never enough.
We just saved some people
Yeah,
some
I'm
money.
scared.
This is not a waste of time.
We just need to start a podcast of like conversations with a cop.
Dungeon Dragons and Police, oh my.
I think we could title this one Guards.
We can
For all
call
of you
it,
Terry Pratchett fans.
we can call it
Yeah.
copying out.
Okay, well, how do we follow that conversation?
Angels.
That's the fun part. We don't.
Angels in hell. Is that
Angels
like
and
being in
demons and
paradise?
devils,
Or
oh
Paris,
my.
I mean?
I've been in Paris a lot of times, and I've never seen an angel.
Wow.
God damn.
And we're live.
For those of you playing the at-home version of the game, Adam has never been to Europe.
Good start,
Wow.
Oh boy.
Wow.
Kyle's broken. We haven't even started
I
yet.
I don't even know how to respond to that. Well then. Okie dokie. So last week the Breakfast Club finally made it out of the sewers. I guess is what is commonly known in these parts as the pit of Eupepsis. Or the pit of Eupep. Sorry, Eupepsis is the actual word. That we discussed last time.
Well, there's no Pepsi.
Yeah, there's no Pepsi or Pepsid. Although it,
Would be helpful. I feel like in hell they get a lot of heartburn.
Yep. Anyway, you guys managed to survive the few encounters that you found yourselves up against, traversing the maze-like area that constitute the sewers of the underbelly of Asmodel. You did eventually arrive into the war-torn, sundered streets of the capital city of Hell, and made your way to the Crackling Imp or the Cackling Imp. It's hard to tell.
Cackling imp.
It could have been Crackling Imp.
The cockring imp.
The Cockring Imp, yeah, due to the charred
all.
and broken sign that was hanging free from the building. Anyone's best guess. Inside, you were greeted by the devilish crew that Antinius had once run with, consisting of Helen and Killian and the guide that you guys have been with, Field Marshal Paul, slash sanitation expert. As well as having a brief introduction and how do you do with Torgoth before Gary noticed a blinding flash of light coming from the rubbled building. And in the center of the bar where you currently are taking refuge now lie a broken and sundered body. And I believe that's exactly where we left off.
I really hope that's not who I think it is. Please, someone tell me wrong, prove me wrong.
I want to
Paul?
find out.
Wait, who do you think it is?
The guy that you had Paul send a message to.
What?
One of the demons.
I remember.
We fought a mind flayer.
There's,
I don't remember any of this shit.
Or something. Give me a second.
Are you talking about the guy that Torgoth is
Bagmaron.
wearing?
No, the
It's
demon
Bagmaron.
Yeah. One of the higher ups, the one that you insisted that you have Paul send a message to warn him about all the shit that's going down in the sewers.
Oh yeah. What about him?
I hope he's not the one that whose body just fell through the freaking roof.
Harrow will go.
I missed that part because
investigate.
Becca was delivering dinner.
Let's see.
Also, it is that time of year again. Pumpkin ales. This is delicious.
Wait, what is it? Oh, nice.
This episode
Oh, it looks
this
super
one is
cool.
not brought to you by.
A 19 for investigation
Uh-huh.
for the body.
What are you in? Okay.
So, what type of creature is it? Asking
Okay.
Paul if it's familiar.
Paul does not seem. I don't recognize that. And you could see, like, everyone's kind of like huddled in there, and you could see, like, Torgoth standing front and center, kind of like shouldering his way past, and then kind of like barging into the room, and then kind of seeing what may or may not, like some odd figure. It also kind of like stops up short.
Like, very
Oh.
gingerly.
Something that I did forget to mention is that Gary bitch slapped 2 people into oblivion.
Literally.
Oh yeah.
And then sent word with a third as a challenge, I suppose you could say, to the Oracle that they were here. And I believe it as Gary's last words out of his mouth last week were, I think that's our answer.
Ah, yes. Remember now. I was drunk with dragon power at the time. And now that it has receded, second guessing all of my actions.
Dragon power, yes.
We need to long rest so that I can do that again.
That was way too fun.
You
Just
did
keep moving
also
on.
get word that, or you did intercept or overhear a conversation and intercept some missive that was detailing that there was an individual going by the name of Vagmaron that may be that may also be in danger. Some sort of trap or ambush, I believe this was detailed. And you had Paul send an anonymous message warning this Vagmaron of his or her impending doom. Anyways, Harrow, you get closer to the body.
Very gingerly, like gun in one hand, and then like very carefully, like inspecting it, see if it's dead, how it was killed, what it is, if there's any messages on it.
I mean, with a 19, it's pretty good. To the untrained eye, one maybe not as such as yourself might have a bit of difficulty with this. This body is mangled. You are no stranger to the intricacies. Did I say that right?
Intricacies.
Yeah.
No, wait.
Intricacies?
You fucked me up. Intricacies.
Intricacies of torture. Whatever this thing was at one point has definitely been put through a ringer. Its skin mottled with bruises and tiny lacerations. It's naked. No clothing whatsoever to hide its shame or where its shame may once have been.
I know you're like
You
Indians, but what kind of
push
club
the
did you
body
bring us into?
over, and as you kind of do that, you disturb that singular feather that had kind of, and you watch it kind of just slightly skid across the floor, moved with the air of this body kind of getting pushed over. It's laying kind of face down, sprawled, twisted. You can see broken arm, like fingers missing off of its hand, toes missing. Something went through a lot of effort to cause this creature untold amounts of pain in the most horrific display possible.
Is this thing just like chilling in the bar that we're in?
Yeah, it's just a
Just got like rocketed through the ceiling.
Oh, that's
No.
what just fell through the ceiling.
No,
Like
nothing fell through.
teleported.
It appeared. Something
Oh.
appeared.
I thought you
here.
said like a dude that we were talking to previously fell through the ceiling.
This does not like from everyone. I mean, it's hard to tell at the
Somebody got,
moment.
like, catapulted in.
No, given the wounds that this thing has sustained, a little difficult to ascertain if any of you
Did it
have
just
seen
like
it.
teleport in?
Kind of looks like
All
from
right.
that flash of
Did
light. Kind of
anyone
looks like it.
else, like aside
That's
from our
bullshit
group,
because
or like
Paul,
what the fuck?
you said that we can't teleport in here.
That is correct, Your Unholiness.
Who has access
With
that can break that?
What
a
the fuck?
17 to perception.
The what the fuck gesture.
The what the fuck gesture.
With a 17 perception, what's the rest of the clientele and staff in this place looking like? Like, are they just like, yeah, it's a normal
Non-existent.
day? Oh,
No,
nobody's
there's
here?
nobody here. It's you. This is a completely torn and sundered establishment. There's
It's the
That's right.
It's
underground.
not a functional bar.
yeah, it was at one point a functional bar. At some point, some fiery blast seems to have taken out half of the building and then been hastily patchwork repaired, and it is now not a bar necessarily, more than a hideout or a place of refuge that is being used for the moment.
The city is currently under siege.
Yeah. What this is it looks like, oh, here's a building that we can use. Let's use it. It's something. This is not. There is no clientele. There is no people. There are no patrons. The only other entities that are residing in this place beside yourselves at the moment are the upside down crew, the team upside down, and a pile of mangled bodies that are just burned, and basically just bone and ash kind of piled up and swept off into a corner.
I will go and pick up the feather
With,
and show it to Antinius.
Okay,
with a... Oh,
hold on. Harrow, you kind of nudge the body, like as it's kind of laid, you kind of like nudge it over. You can see like a nub, like on one of the back shoulders. You kind of use your foot, push against the body, and you see another nub on the opposite shoulder, where wings should have been. Now hacksawed off haphazardly, torn, ripped, pieces of ligament still kind of like flapping as you push the body, and noticing it, you kind of remove your foot and the body just kind of rolls back over, this time flipping over onto its back. Arm kind of like flops out, the broken bone in the arm just kind of like limply, the arm like bends in the center of the arm, just kind of like flops over, even though the rest of the arm is still laid out straight properly. It just kind of like folds over on itself, like there's a lack of bones left to provide structure or rigidity to this thing's limb. You can see its eyes have been gouged out, and there is something stuffed in its mouth, like some sort of wad or something. And the thing that you notice is that it has very chiseled, or it did have very chiseled, beautiful features. There is almost a sparkling to its skin as it flops over into the kind of red rays of light that filter through the soot and smoke of Asmodel through the broken windows of this crackling imp tavern.
Looks like it was an angel.
At one point, it was.
Lance, can you use your mage hands to remove whatever is in the mouth, just in case it triggers a trap?
oh, for sure. Cast Mage Hands and use two.
And
one to kind of like
Antinius?
open it and one to grab it out.
Were you the only one of the angels that were here, or did you have partners here?
As far as I know, I was the only one here.
So this isn't like a friend of yours?
I walk closer to the body and see if it looks familiar.
Roll a history check.
Oh, I'm surprisingly bad at this.
I'll look over at Torgoth and be like, "Is this another friend of yours? Like, are you cheating on Antinius with other angels?"
15.
Nobody that you recognize.
Is Torgoth here?
Torgoth is here. He's just like standing behind like the broken like half of
Is he
the broken
like
down
his
barway
own
in the
entity?
doorway.
He's not like wearing anybody?
Torgoth is definitely wearing some sunken individual. Like he appears to be a like a wraith like almost like his features are a little haggard,
So
sunken.
he has a meat puppet.
Basically.
It's the newest fall fashion.
Yeah.
Doesn't
Not
look
anybody that I recognize.
With a 19 to perception, can I figure out what did the damage to this place? For investigation,
Siege Ballista.
Investigation. They're the
Siege
same.
dragon.
Probably, yeah, investigation. Studying the scorch marks, the pattern of destruction, where it seems to radiate from a point well beyond out in the street. A dragon.
A dragon did this?
With my knowledge of
The
dragons,
building. The building.
can I tell how, like, any defining features? Like, scorch marks would mean, like, red dragon, or, like, is it, like, acid burns, or can I tell anything else other than that?
Some sort of entity, like, some sort of dragon that breathes fire. It's probably pretty big. All things considered.
Can I roll a religion check to see if I recognize any like holy markings or features of this creature that would point me to like which god they were in
Sure.
service to? Oh, that's gonna be a 2.
Ooh.
Looks like
I mean,
Maricoca.
if there was, I mean, it's hard to say. This body's incredibly naked. There is no clothing. This entity is just wearing its shame, for the world to see. So
like a Ken doll.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean,
Or is it like one of the angels from Dogma?
if it had any genitalia, it's been mutilated and removed, probably forcefully. And by probably, I mean absolutely.
What was that dude's name from Game of Thrones?
So there's no like what would Tyr do tattoo on the chest or anything like that?
Much to your
WWTD.
chagrin, no, there is no hallelujah moment as to any defining characteristic of who this entity may have worshipped.
Would a divine sense give you any more information on which divine is? I don't
Probably
know
not
exactly
more
how that spell
information
works.
than the note.
We're
so
in hell.
let's
It's
skip
all
forward to
desecrated.
that.
Everything is. This whole place is like a fucking Christmas tree for consecration.
Are all the bones gone
Or divine
from
sense.
the angel?
No, most of the bones are there, but I mean, like, in a few
probably
key
broken
places,
everywhere.
they seem to be broken
Smashed.
to the point of near pulverization.
With my
Alright,
mage hands, I
lance.
open up the thing and kind of hold it out in front of everyone to look at.
Okay. Just mage hand, kind of reach into this thing's mouth, pull out. Did you notice that as you pull out one ball of material, there appears to be a second?
Magic trick.
I
will
and,
cast
and
two
it
more
is
mage hands and pull out the second.
okay. You pull out a second, and then you notice further down, deeper inside, a third stuffed.
Fuck, man. There's like stuff
Hold
full
on.
of messages.
What does the first one say?
Alright, hold on. Open it up.
Look at note number 2.
It's just like basically the hell equivalent of packing peanuts to make sure that I don't know his chest doesn't collapse.
to keep the
Okay.
body full.
Nesting dolls of notes.
Okay, so the
Each
first
one
note
just says like
reads.
"fuck you" outsider.
The first note reads, posted into Project Forge.
Oh.
It says fuck you.
You're
The
not gonna
second
read
note
it for
says
us?
read note 1. My lord, we continue to navigate the situation with the utmost delicacy. We have managed to successfully swap the intelligence reports within within as instructed. Neither side appears to suspect anything. With the growing threat that looms over all of us, none of us should be wiser. This should prove enough to keep both forces occupied on one or another for some time, while also simultaneously dealing with the Manifestos, dear lady's wife, Mephistoios?
Mephistopheles.
Mephistopheles. Sincerely, also a name I can't pronounce.
Ishmael.
Matthew.
There are covert operation angels?
I mean, of course.
And you're like, as you're looking right at Antinius,
Just kind of like head to the side, like.
And like, angels be spies? Can't they not lie and shit?
What?
What about the second note?
I can lie?
It's a quick
Say you're blue.
refresher. Mephistopheles' dear lady wife. To whom is that in reference?
Gary, would you like to make a history check? Or are you asking that
I'm
to
really
the crew?
shitty of those. I'm asking that of the DM for my own.
Who's
Has that been
Mephistopheles'
covered
wife?
somewhere and I forgot it, or is this new ground that we haven't covered yet?
I don't believe this has been covered.
Antonius, do you know
Okay.
this dude's wife?
Then history check. That's a natural 1, so 0.
Again, Antonius, do you know this dude's wife?
In the biblical sense.
No, I don't know his wife in the biblical sense, but I believe Mephistopheles is a devil.
I know that much, right?
Yeah.
Yes, Mephistopheles is a devil.
Ooh, is it like
So-
Romeo and Juliet, where he's like married to an angel? Because that would be amazing.
What?
I've been
No, he's
hanging out with
married
Paris.
to a
So-
devil.
Torgoth pipes up. You don't even remember this. Your own father and mother.
Huh.
Fuck.
That's not my parents.
Okay, I have a medical condition. It's called amnesia. Alright, you have to be a dick about it.
Zerial. As much as many despised her.
And that's where he ends the sentence.
Just trying to think about how to say that.
He's very delicate.
Eloquently putting it.
But many respected her decisions. She was the queen, even if she did share angelic ancestry and blood.
Oh shit. So I'm like part angel?
There is a brief recounting from Paul and probably the others that would chime in to help you with this, but yes, Mephistopheles' wife was Zerial, who was in fact a fallen angel, who then became the kind of de facto ruler of hell for a time.
She was
And
like Lucifer.
Mephistopheles actually was more of the king consort, as it were. So technically, an angel ruled hell.
Did you just do this to celebrate Queen Elizabeth's death?
You don't know if she's dead yet.
Now she's Zula, or whatever you said.
Oh, there's so much like the fuck now, Antonius, coming from Gary right now. All of a sudden, I got that holy cred.
More of the lore that would be revealed this time in this brief instance was that Mephistopheles did in fact turn on Zerial ending her reign and anointing himself king
So
as the
again,
rightful ruler and blood of Asmodeus.
Again, like Queen Elizabeth.
Okay, so Dad was a dick, overthrew Mom,
Who was an angel?
and then
But also kind of a dick.
basically
What a
failed
dick.
at ruling because all of the rest of this shit has happened since then. Are they both dead?
It is widely assumed so. Yes, the both have been killed.
Oh, that's a bummer. All right.
So does that mean that whatever else is stuffed in this thing's throat is old intelligence reports?
I don't know. Let's check it out. Then I'll open the second one. My lord, at the time of writing this, it was discovered that Mephistopheles himself should lead the charge into the abyss. However, a last-minute change was imposed. The Dark Lord's youngest is to oversee the operation. What appears to be the ultimatum we could have foreseen such a blessing, Garaneth has proved himself to be incalculably incompetent in either way. Sorry. I just thought that was funny. In either way, should Garrett succeed or fail, heavy losses should be incurred on both sides, which should continue to destabilize both regimes. However, should the so-called general fall, then Maleficent will have no choice but to redouble their efforts as revenge for the loss of the chosen blood, which will prove to be even more beneficial for our designs. Signed, Ishmael.
Ishmael.
Pretty sure the correct way to pronounce that name is Me Pistols.
Oh no, my pistols is coming after us.
Me Pistols!
It's just a wizard with animate objects.
Me Pistols is in charge now!
Can a wizard mage hand to be a gunslinger? Like
4 different guns going off.
Yeah, can you just be Dr. Ock fucking wizard?
Exactly.
It's gonna be a literal gunslinger. Sling, 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 sling.
Dude, I could do that and have Ralph carry guns. I could have like
This
6
is
shots
how
per
Harrow's
round.
story is wrapped in with the rest of it. It's like it's all so interconnected.
She's been me pistols all along.
Me Pistols!
Instead of boats, we've got guns.
All right.
Third
See,
note?
Number 3 goes in and mage hands.
I mean, whoever was writing these notes seems to have a pretty good handle of what the situation was like back then, because I feel like I would have been incredibly incompetent in that role.
On a more dour note, as you remove the third ball of
More dour
crumpled up,
than getting pieces of paper that say Gary's an idiot out of a fucking dead angel that's been beaten to death.
I mean, it's, to be fair, it's something that everybody has known for a long time. Like, this is not revolutionary information for us.
It's not revelations, if you will.
That's the word.
2 things. You are greeted with a toothless maw. All of the teeth have been either broken, like where you can see like shards that still remain in battered gums, or ripped out and chunks missing. And the second part is that also holds true for this thing's tongue. Also appears to be not just cut out, but torn out.
I might have missed it. In all these checks, do we get a sense for how long this thing had been dead?
Roll a medicine check.
No.
Bill's practically a doctor.
Yeah, Bill's practically a doctor.
Well,
Bill, you were asking this line of questions, so I would say maybe that's more Bill's thing. If Bill's assisting, one of you can take advantage, or both of you can roll.
I'll assist Bill.
Okay, so I get
An advantage.
I learned a lot from those days I was a doctor.
Oh god.
10.
10.
Not as bad as you normally do.
That's very true. Thank you.
Yeah. So the interesting part about this is there are many like this being has many scars and many wounds that have appeared to have healed, and like just bear the remnants of like scar tissue. Your best guess, this has probably been going on for a while.
From what I can tell of the body, this angel was abused.
And this was not a quick death. This was not, torture for
Information, more for fun.
maybe both, if anything. Someone enjoyed this
Do we get the
enough to keep something like an entity alive long enough for their wounds to heal, just so they could be torn open again
Do we
and
get the
more
idea?
inflicted? Is so like the recollection of that is something incredibly vile and horrific.
Do we get the idea from the notes that this is Ishmael, and these were notes that he was supposed to send to somebody?
I would say,
I'd be
given
like,
context,
A whatever check. What would it be?
The pistols.
this me pistols.
Can I do an inside check?
Sure.
A 9, boss.
I would say, given the context, it seems likely. I mean, it's kind of hard to say. It's also hard to tell maybe how long this entity has been dead.
Can I do a survival check to see how long he's been dead?
Would probably be medicine.
A medicine check? Then
Yeah.
I'll do that because I'm great at medicine. With a 14. I beat the so-called doctor.
There are
I give him a smug look.
I'd say like everything in conjunction kind of leads you to believe that this has probably been kept for a purpose. There are some wounds that look, for all intents and purposes, fresh, but they don't have the same telltale signs of a wound inflicted while someone was alive.
That's post-mortem.
Yeah, they're whatever. I mean, like for a time, like to put a time onto this, it's nearly impossible to say. But the only thing I could that you could probably piece together in this moment is that it's been dead for some time.
Okay.
I mean, really, does an angelic corpse rot?
Yeah. I pull out the third message.
You pull out the third message.
Hello, Gary.
Holy shit, this is a long one. I'm gonna stutter so much. I already stuttered on not even trying to read. I said stutter twice. My lord, you're good. Fuck you, Cal. My fuck. Anybody
You
else
gotta
want
do
to
it in the
this
right
one?
voice. My lord, regrettably things didn't go as planned. Me
You did
pistols.
perfectly. Do that one. I like it. The devils in the army was disrupted and suffered heavy casualties. The son left his duties to attending general. My scouts report that he went on the rear guard detachment and found themselves distracted after discovering unusual psychedelics. Sounds about right. By the time they arrived, the devil army was routed. With the growing threat to the abyss looming over us, we have not redoubled our efforts. We aim to We aim to begin. I can't laugh. I can't laugh and read, guys. You've seen my eyes when I laugh. I can't see shit. So calm yourselves. We aim to begin planting seeds of Archdevil's minds in the Archdevil's minds of Asakiri and his lineage. It is regrettable, but the child has proven too wild and problematic for our future efforts and must be dealt with. Though the efforts are not complete loss. Somebody else want to finish? I'm done. I can't do it.
Though are not a complete loss, the General of the Horde has been quite receptive to previous suggestion and is quite motivated by the promise of power. Given a proper nudge, he may be the catalyst we need to finally see this conflict forever destabilized. I'll report further when we have made significant headway. Signed, Ishmethiel.
That was so bad in so many ways. Every time I fucked up, I would laugh, which would lead me to fuck up more because my eyes get tiny when I laugh.
I'd like to roll a history check. Has the Breakfast Club encountered in its travels with Torgoth? Did Torgoth have the title of General of the Horde?
Absolutely. Before Torgoth's downfall, Torgoth held the title of General of the Horde. Was the right hand to the Archprince of Hell.
So, the Archdevil,
Who
are we
else
talking
had that
about?
title? Balfagor?
Who currently holds that title, and now is the current ruler of Hell, is none other than Balfagor.
Oh. So the Archdevil's mind that they're talking about, is that Gary's dad?
It appears that way. Mepistles.
Mepistles.
Well, he's kind of reading this out loud to himself, and Tina's just going to kind of turn around, like, kind of talking to himself, but like, how would we not know that they need an heir of Asmodeus in Hell if they would have... I can't say his name now. Why would they have Mephistos killed off? And if they... Like, Antonius is a little bit lost suddenly, like he didn't know or he doesn't remember that Gary has to be here for demons to die, but he can't concept that, like, wrap his head around the concept that somebody in Celestia didn't know that.
So, two things. First of all, you just fucked me up because I should have been reading that as Lance's voice this entire time. So thank you for fucking with my brain. Second of all, can we rightfully assume that Gary's dad is dead because demons could potentially have died previously, but now they can't because now he's...
So I believe that it's actually common knowledge amongst your party at the moment.
Because when asked the question about his parents being dead, you said that's the assumption.
So when I believe you had gotten the original story out of Torgoth a while ago about what had happened. Was that it? No. It was it wasn't Torgoth. It was Paul. Paul told you what had happened. It's the Night of 1,000 Tears. Was when Balfagor rose up as the usurper and had all of the heirs of Asmodeus murdered and overthrew Mepistles and overthrew Mepistles.
God damn it.
And that's a thing.
Announced himself as the rightful heir of Hell.
The question I have is, did the angels not know that not having an heir of Asmodeus would go so poorly? What was their endgame?
Paul?
Also, just real quick, Torgoth, were you the General of the Horde referenced in here, or were they talking about Balfagor?
I would never betray your father.
I mean, he sounds like a bit of a dick anyways, so no hard feelings if you did.
I was assigned a duty, and Balfagor aspired for that title himself. One which I...
Oh, that's right. And then, like, you lost to him in a duel, and you got sent to the material plane to be a suit of armor forever.
No, he turned... The story kind of lost to time, but yes, Torgoth was, as a trophy, turned into a suit of armor. His hide was turned into a suit of armor.
Paul, has it always been common knowledge that the lineage of Asmodeus being in hell is why the demons were kept at bay?
It is. There are many rumors, but I think that those have all been dispelled from what we can see. But it is widely held belief.
How long has that
How
been the
long has it
widely
been
held
widely
belief?
held?
Thousands of years.
What were the rumors that you're
It was the
talking about?
institution of hell itself when that prophecy was created.
So, like, all of these fuckers meddling and all this bullshit had every reason to believe that if they went through with their little plot, that we would no longer be able to kill demons.
What if they did want to have Asmodeus' heirs killed? Because if the demons stay alive, then they can just be the cannon fodder against the abyssal forces. Or did I miss something somewhere?
Demons are the abyssal forces.
Demons are the abyssal forces.
Yeah.
I mean, again,
Antonius.
one way or the other, keep them all alive, so they keep fighting each other, trying to vie over one another.
Right, but if
like,
hell
that's what-
falls, that's it. Hell is what keeps the abyss from just destroying everything with its hungering maw. Essentially, the abyss is kind of infinite. Essentially, well, not it kind of. It is infinite.
It is infinite.
So, why was it destabilized by heaven? And a more pointed question for you, Antonius, is why does Garia have to pay the price for heaven's mistakes here?
I don't know that. I mean, I don't know why. I'm not familiar with this particular angel, so I don't know how long ago this could have happened. But I can't imagine that you would be hard pressed to find a logical reason for why someone who hungered for power would be willing to take it despite all of the harm they know it would cause.
Harrow, he can't even cast spells. He's not exactly high on the pay scale. Pretty sure this decision was above him somewhere.
And perhaps they found Mephistos too difficult
Mephistos!
to work with, and after he discharged someone who was probably very amenable to Celestia,
No pun
perhaps they
intended.
thought Balfagor would make for a more malleable person for them.
Are there any more? Is there anything else in the mouth?
Dig in there.
Yeah.
There's nothing.
So, question I have is who was this angel working for?
The question I have is who sent this fucking body? They didn't sign any of these notes.
I mean,
Is this like a good guy trying to help by giving us some backstory? Is this a bad guy trying to like throw us off our game by, I guess, giving us backstory?
I mean, I imagine that given the circumstance for the body's arrival, we have to take some of this information with a grain of salt, but it seems as if, according to the ambassadors of hell, so to speak here, that this seems to be pretty in line with the things that occurred as far as the history of hell speaks.
Gary, remember that time when you talked to the skull of Bill's former companion?
No.
When we were like in the temple in Druskyria, and you spoke with her. Can you
Oh
do
yeah,
that
like speak with
again?
dead.
Yeah, can
I
you?
mean, I totally could, but I forget how to do that today.
The thing I've definitely done multiple times in the past, I forgot.
Yep.
It's such a good
I'll
excuse.
probably remember
I forget
tomorrow.
how to do that today.
It's on the tip of my tongue. It'll come to me
Tomorrow.
tomorrow.
So Kyle, coming into here, did we kind of go through any rooms or anything, or is it just kind of just we in like the, I don't know, the main area of this tavern potentially?
I mean, it's basically just a bar. You walk in where the tables and chairs would normally be, the various booths that array this establishment. They are either reduced to piles of ash, half piles of ash and char, or pushed off into the corner to barricade and reinforce some sections where the wall is kind of crumbling down.
Is
There
there?
is there is a back room, kind of a crew quarters, kind of like break room area, as well as what's a pretty picked over storeroom at this point.
I'll while they're kind of discussing the rest of the stuff, I'm gonna pick up the body and kind of carry it into the storeroom, and kind of just do a quick little like prayer and last rites for it, and just kind of as I'm finishing up, kind of talk to the body like this. This will have to do for now. We will get you where you belong rightfully later.
Okay.
Antonius?
Hmm.
Could you maybe hold off on reporting that in for a day until
She
Gary?
asks for a second time, hoping for the best.
I at this point don't even know if I can communicate to heaven from here with a lot of ease. I imagine that given the state of things here, there's probably a bit more going on at the upper levels, as Gary would call it. So, honestly, right now, I can't imagine that somebody doesn't already know. So, we'll see what the morning brings, and because I'm kind of curious to know who this person was.
Just, yeah, maybe let Gary take a look into it first. But
If
I
you're
don't wanna do
concerned
that.
that they might take the body back, I can't imagine that's high on the list of priorities given the current circumstance. If Gary wants to try to talk to it before I do my morning prayers, I don't have an issue with that.
Also, I don't particularly want to talk to an angelic spy that thought I was a moron and did their best to, like, usurp my family.
I mean, to be fair, you did these things on your own.
I want to know why. Because if it's common knowledge that hell needs an heir of Asmodeus, why go through all that trouble to destabilize it? That makes no sense.
I don't know, because both sides are warmongering assholes that see this as more of like a grand game than a serious matter.
I mean, it is definitely a serious matter now. You are essentially
Yeah, that's why they sent us the best angel ever to help deal with it.
I mean, that's the same reason as they called upon the best demon back to hell.
Okay, devil, you know better.
You are a devil.
I know, not a
Half
demon.
devil. Half.
Oh, sorry.
I think the only thing that matters at this point is figuring out how we overthrow the government of hell.
Kyle, did Gary go over his vision with us before
Nope.
we came here? No? Okay.
I think all I did was tell you that I had a dream.
Can't remember if you talked about what you saw in the dream or if it was just from Kyle giving the explanation for it or not.
Paul,
Yes.
what's our next step?
Sleep.
Sleep.
We just fucking got here.
And you look, no offense, but worse for wear.
But
Shouldn't
shouldn't I
that be
like
a good thing here in hell?
meet the troops, do some icebreakers, get to know everybody's like names and best friends and
I
first
believe these
kisses
are
and
the
stuff?
troops, Gary.
We are the troops.
People probably don't
What
even
happened to the
believe
rest
you are
of
alive.
everybody else? There were like way more of you last time. And don't be like, we're the only ones that survived, because no offense, Paul, your combat prowess is not exactly the greatest. I don't believe that you're one of the last 2 survivors.
There's like 6 people here.
We felt it best to keep our forces separate and out of the city as much as possible.
Oh, fucking fantastic call.
Paul, how many people even know Gary's alive after the crystal situation?
Approximately 20.
And how many of those are forces of Balfagor? And obviously the demons. The queen at least seems to know, as far as the demons are concerned.
Well, if you're counting the forces of the Abyss, then that number is incalculable.
Yes, we get it infinite, but if they know how many, we can assume that they will come, but how many of Balfagor's forces know? Estimation. I can't imagine. I don't know if you guys have any spies or not, but
That number is unknown.
Oh, aside from the people in this room, how many people want Gary alive?
6.
I said aside from the people in this room.
That is a difficult question to answer, isn't it?
Maybe what we should do is like refurbish this bar, make it like a little secret speakeasy type thing, start putting out flyers for like,
I got those.
Who's that ruler of hell, with just like a silhouette and a question mark there, and then it'll be like DJ Gary rocking the bar, and we'll just like bring people here and have like little meet and greets
Oh, I can do it great.
to raise support.
Isn't that all counterintuitive to what we're doing right now?
Fomenting a rebellion takes time.
Is there in hell a...
There are many that would see Balfagor put in his rightful place in Torgoth, like me.
Yeah, we already counted you.
Torgoth, how many alive friends do you have that want Gary alive?
Torgoth looks around the room.
Again, aside from this
Jesus.
room.
How are you guys so bad at proselytizing?
One has to be careful.
Wait, Gary, you have sexual money? I thought you just did that for fun.
Well, yeah, unless I'm broke.
Oh, fair enough.
What does that have to do with anything?
Just said they're bad at proselytizing.
Oh, sweetheart.
Paul and or Torgath.
We
Sorry,
are currently before your arrival, attempting to sway opinion in our favor, but it takes time.
Think of it like this: all this time, the other guys have a leader that's present. And no offense, Gary, but you haven't exactly been the presenting force.
And the current agenda has definitely swayed some favor towards Balfagor.
Overlord.
Especially given that most people don't even know you exist.
Well, that's problem number one. We should solve that problem first. What if we did like a parade? Like a big parade in my honor. I'll just sit up on a float.
In the middle of a siege.
And what would stop Balfagor from killing you outright?
Me,
What about-
motherfucker.
What about your devils? You enjoy hedonism. What if we sponsor a night of hedonism? And use your devilry and create a contract for entry.
I'm gonna step outside, look up in the sky.
I
I
do
still
love
see-
paperwork.
What would it like?
Does
A pay-per-view thing where, like, I fight Belfagor one-on-one, and whoever wins gets
That's
hurt.
my job. I march in there and kill Balfagor myself.
does in Hell's
Torgath, you can totally wear
bylaws
me.
exist a
I'm
way
totally cool with
for
eating beef.
Gary to challenge Balfagor for the rulership of Hell? Do they have some form?
I don't want
of-
to challenge Balfagor.
They're gonna wanna.
It would be the easiest path to victory.
I'll do it. Oh, I could be his proxy.
Maybe for you, but I mean, come on, look at me. Not exactly the easiest path for victory. This is how you end up with dead Gary. If he can beat Torgath, he can beat Gary.
What if you
We
guys
need to like
choose a
outsmart
champion?
him,
He cheated.
and he'll cheat again. It's not like I'm hard to cheat against.
It's
Oh,
not.
You wouldn't
that
even
we
need
can-
to cheat.
We could totally
I'm
Well,
like three
no,
good
like
punches away from
Torgath
being
is,
dead.
is talking about like when he lost.
Yeah.
Balfagor
Yeah.
cheated.
Yes, 'cause he's
What
sour
if you
about
guys
it.
choose champions?
Yeah. What if, like, Gary, you're basically like God down here. I could be like your paladin. I can get like all the shit that these fuckers have, but they're like old and doesn't like do angel stuff very well. But I could totally be like your dude.
Indispensable, and I am actually a paladin.
Oh, yeah, me
I
too.
could
Ish.
be your champion.
It's true.
I
That is
appreciate
a good
the...
point. Sire, does your transhumanism allow you to work your benefits?
I've benefited many women. Thank you very much. And men.
And man,
Mini beans.
What are you referring to?
To bestow a gift.
Gary,
Name a champion.
try to like bless one of us. Give us your divine seed.
I start to cast Bless on Lance and then get very confused.
While also undoing his robe.
Okay, cast plus. It's plus.
Does it like feel any more divine than normal?
Unholy.
Not more than you have from Gary in the past, I suppose.
A little sticky though.
It's humid.
Feels like same
Okay,
shit.
so that still works like normal.
You're like
Look,
some like oomph.
the thing that you're looking for is time, which to do any of these things that have been aired as possibilities is time, which is not something that we have a luxury of. We get a 24-hour gap between potion of that garbage, and that's only going to last for so long, even then if we don't get discovered by someone who can see through it or knows better. I understand that what you're saying is, particularly feel inclined to fight Balfagor, but we probably have the best chance in that regard, as opposed to trying to,
I think we
lead a
definitely have the
coup in
best
hell.
chance just fighting Balfagar.
Perfect.
I mean, it would be nice if we could, like, put out some feelers and see how receptive of an audience the rest of the devils would be. Like, run a small beta test of, like, me being ruler.
I mean, it's hell. They're kind of used to being subjugated.
You could reach out to Vagmaron again.
Having the support of the Infernal Council would go a long way in supporting you.
Alright, how do we do that?
Tradition side.
We let Vagmaron get attacked.
Yeah, we already stopped that. Or at least warned him.
So, I'm gonna be honest. All these devil demon names always kind of sound the same. So can you just stop using the names and just be like, oh, have the bad guy get attacked, or have our dudes get attacked?
Why don't you just write it down?
No, can we just do
I
it my
never
way?
learned to read.
Fine. I'll cast Mage Hands and pull out a notepad.
Can we get an audience with Vagmarand?
Holy shit! Oh, there's real mage hands for a second. It brought him a bowl.
God damn it! I thought about getting a notepad. Brought me food.
And Bill's finally lost it in hell.
We could attempt it.
Oh, kidding.
I mean, it sounds like his security is probably pretty lax if these guys are planning on attacking him anyways.
Well, I mean, until yesterday, they could do whatever they wanted in hell with no consequence. Or today, or whenever the Queen of the Abyss knew that you were on the plane.
What if tomorrow morning,
we
like
march
after
right
we...
into the citadel and we flay Balfagor's head straight from his body?
I like that one.
If it was,
Eat
Flay
it.
means, but
if it was
I
that
appreciate
simple, you could have done that already, couldn't you, Torgoth?
Corey, I'll save the head for you.
That's why we're here.
I was suffering setbacks, apparently imposed by your kind.
Well, if you had kept the young Prince of Hell from going off on a drug-fueled bender...
Also,
maybe
you
none
were
of this
like
would have
the
happened.
general of the armies. You should have anticipated that Heaven, your main adversary, would try to do something to fuck with you.
It's not really quite that simple to call it adversarial. There's kind of been a constant ebb and flow to this.
I would call it adversarial.
There's not typically much consequence when we encounter each other on a plane not of our home.
That's because you wouldn't be caught anywhere else.
I have spent most of my time in places other than... He's gotta
Okay,
stop because it's not
enough with
true
the
anymore.
Dick measuring contests.
This isn't even my dick.
I was waiting for that. I was like, Torgoth is not in his original body. Just someone please.
I was literally thinking like wing measuring contest because they don't have dicks, and then you said that cow.
Figure out where Vagabond is, and plot us a course for how we can go forcefully meet with him tomorrow morning. We're gonna go to bed because I need more dragon juice, and we'll do that then.
Gary, you're going to talk to this dead body in the morning, or
No.
is that not of your concern? Perfect.
No.
Out of left field, but are we still 11-12, or did we level up when everyone was fighting stuff?
I think
We're
we're still 12.
We're still 12.
Still
Yeah.
12.
Still 12.
I'm 15.
I'm going to be playing the hell encounter from Antinius' level 20 stat sheet.
So we might have tipped our hand with Vagmaron, but if we can at least set up and have their back, so whenever they do get attacked, we can swoop in, and if they are a supporter, they should be on board with it.
The
And
real
then get-
concern has to be at this point that what if he is only a supporter by voice, knowing that there is a resistance, and he is confronted by Gary, we end up in a bad way.
If we end up in a bad way, it's gonna mean a fight, which is kind of our next best option.
I just don't think that fighting our way to Balfagor is the best option. I think
Which
getting
is
to
the best
Balfagor-
option.
That's why I said it's
getting
the
to
next
Balfagor and
best
fighting
option.
him, not fighting our way from wherever the member of the Infernal Council is. And if things go awry there, then we have to fight from there to wherever Balfagor is, whom I'm certain.
Well, I mean, obviously that wouldn't be the plan. We wouldn't be like, oh shit, Vagabond knows we're here. Let's just fight from here to the Balfagor.
I'm
I'd
just
be
saying
like,
that if he
let's
is
retreat
actually
and
not
hide and like figure out our
yeah.
next plan.
I am concerned we only get one shot at this.
Do or die.
I'm
All
open
money
to
can-
ideas, but so far, the other ideas have been Torgoth saying we should just say fuck it and storm the castle,
It is a
and
great
everybody
plan.
else saying that all of the ideas are bad ideas. So
I'm just saying that I think we need to be prepared for the ultimate possibility being that regardless of the path we choose, the ultimate end result will be storming the castle, as much as I hate to agree with the meat suit.
What if like
oh, no,
Torgoth?
that could absolutely be the case. But you know, you can always like send out some feelers up to heaven too, and be like, hey, if we have to storm the castle, what's your contribution gonna look like?
I believe the contribution is as it appears. A dead
Like-
angel with notes in his mouth. And me.
Maybe you could like ask God for some spells.
The
Perhaps.
cleric says.
It worked for me.
Perhaps you could ask your god for your memories back.
Yeah, I could.
And maybe then you wouldn't be so concerned about being as useful as a wet paper napkin against Balfagor.
Okay, that's not fair.
You
I
said
said I
it
would lose.
literally
I
10
didn't
minutes
say that
ago.
I would be useless. I mean, like, but collectively we're a lot stronger than I am individually.
Well, I don't know what the rules of a fight for the seat of hell would be. I can't imagine it's a 6-on-1 brawl with your compadres from the top ropes in your meat suit. However, you could wear Torgoth into the battle, I would imagine.
Why does it matter? He cheated the last time.
Hey, what if like Torgoth just wraps his little slippery arms around me? We go and fuck this guy up.
I say all bets are off.
I'm not putting any money on this, dude. I'm just asking you to fucking wrap your arms around me.
There
She
should
wants
be a
you to-
sense of legitimacy in here. Until Balfagor makes the first move to cheat, then
Do you
Oh, then
just
we'll
wish
shoot
to, ill-gotten gains and whatnot?
How did he cheat in your battle? You keep bringing it up like you're not over it.
I don't want to talk about it.
Well, perhaps he would do the same thing to Garant, and wouldn't that be a benefit to him to know what to expect from one so cowardly?
Was a banana peel involved?
Oh, we'll have Ralph too.
Okay.
And a liver.
I'm going to bed. Thank you very much for your consult, everybody, but this is spiraling out of control.
It's definitely
is
one of those
funny.
things that's like where everyone's there and no one can agree on anything and everyone's just pissed.
Yep.
We plan it done.
The best plan is no plan.
Done, we planned.
Hey, it's worked for us this far.
Don't think I would agree.
We're all
That's
still
it.
alive.
How Mosey's done. This so far has worked out pretty well.
For what we've gotten ourselves into, we have done very well for ourselves.
Only one of us has died.
The only better plan would have been,
Permanently.
hey, just don't fucking do stupid shit and get yourself into world troubles.
Alright, so assuming that, like, the bickering continues for probably a little while, but everybody eventually bunks down and goes to bed. Waking up the next morning.
Hold on.
Holy shit.
Hold on.
Damn.
Whoa.
He's the GM
Yeah.
now.
Hey,
Yeah.
trying to bypass
Trying
it.
to get
Excuse-
this moving.
Excuse me, co-DM. I need a minute. Is there anything anybody wants to do or say to anyone else before
I go
the
to
day
bed.
concludes?
Mumbling about fighting the general of hell one-on-one. Just
I'm gonna mention to Harrow that with Gary having saying that he's not gonna seek with the angel, that I will probably seek to find him refuge before the morning.
I whisper in Harrow's ear, mind mumbo jumbo.
Hold on. Yes, but if there, Antonius, there is a very real possibility that that information was true. And what happens when heaven finds out? Or maybe just don't tell them about that, because if we find out about their transgressions, I don't see that going very well.
Two pieces to that. One, I think that if the goal was to do what has occurred in hell, which the notes do seem to lead to, that all occurred prior to this. So I think that the goal currently, by having me assigned to getting Gary back into here and dealing with Balfagor, is the correction to their original plan for whatever the reason was for them to overthrow me pistols.
Me pistols.
I like this
And-
go every time it's said.
And yes, clearly forsaking what they want is problematic. In regards to your other question or your other statement, but
holy crap, Coolio just died.
I don't think that was the angel's name.
Sorry.
I also don't believe that Celestia is unaware that
I
he
thought
has
he was
died.
about to say, I don't believe in Coolio.
When Harrow connects with my mind, I'm going to mind talk to her. Say, hey, how much you think we get for some of this angel shit? They're like an arm. Like, oh, a heart. Somebody can do like a lot of shit with their name's heart. Oh, you could totally like make fucking bullets out of his bones. Perfect timing.
So, and it connected, disconnected, connected, disconnected, disconnected.
just like
and I was
just like
sitting there
Harrow
like,
would have been from that mind conversation.
Pumpkins.
It's like the look on your face, like look like okay, she's actually listening to this.
Yeah.
Nope.
Anything?
So I said, how much can we get for this angel shit? Like, an angel heart would go for a lot, or you can make bullets out of his bones.
Ooh, boy. Ooh. I think, Lance, that's a maybe not. Like, yeah, we could get money, but I don't want those repercussions.
Dude's dead. It's not like he's using his heart.
How about you ask Antinius that and see what happens?
In my walkie-talkie, rocky-talkie.
Antonius, hey, can I take your dude's like bones and shit?
Antonius, who has no idea what the fuck he's talking about, as the Rocky Talkie doesn't notice.
I don't think
You don't
Antinius
have
has
a
a
rock-
No, I don't have a Rocky Talkie.
Antinius does not have a Rocky Talkie.
Antonius! Hello?
You have to go talk to him physically.
What's our land name? What's our world's name?
What?
What's the world's
Hell?
name? I can't remember.
Fair.
Aaron? Is that the world's name? No, that's
No.
just continent.
Fair.
Like the
We're not on
continent?
it.
Or
Like the
We're not
world.
on it, it's-
Yeah.
No, I can't remember.
Technically speaking, if it's all connected, Toril, but
World?
No, it's not. It's something.
I know there's a name. I
Um,
just haven't remembered it in so long.
Yeah.
I mean, there's the continent
Nobody's
of
asked me
Ariel.
in so long, I don't remember.
Actually, no, hell. We
Azeroth.
That's definitely it.
We have the Solinari calendar, but
No, hold on. I got-
There's a name for a planet. I can't remember it though.
Yeah, it's
Warwick?
Yes. That one country.
Astea.
Hello, Antonius. Estia to Antonius. Come in now.
That's the entire reason I didn't know that. Sorry.
Totally worth it.
Somebody should write that down. It'll be funnier
That
later.
arrow just decided a nope after that joke.
Disconnect.
God damn it. I hate the internet. Lance, you have to go talk to him. He isn't connected with the rest of us. He doesn't have a Rocky Talkie.
Oh,
Oh my
Can't you
god,
just, like-
shut the fuck up. I'm trying to sleep.
how do I like tune this to one person? Anybody?
Yo.
Alright, sorry. Good night, guys. I love you. Have sweet dreams.
Bill, what do you think about all this? As you hear it come through.
He's an old man. He's too tired. Doesn't wake
I'm
up.
flipping the fuck out. I'm just like, I draw my sword, looking for like the voices.
You know it's the watch. You're not that senile.
I was asleep and I woke up.
Bill goes to sleep and he falls asleep. He sets his mind to it and achieves.
Alright, Hera. Everyone is clearly sleeping, except they're really not now. But, message Antonius and ask him if it's cool.
Stop talking into the rock, Lance.
Oh shit, hold on. Beep.
Arrow, just exasperated, goes into where Antonius is. It's like,
It's just like bedded down on a cot, like not too far. Like you're all like in the
Yeah.
same room.
So just like echoes of the Rocky Talkies going up everywhere.
Yeah, it's just like you have probably kind of paired off or like moved off and like sleeping in similar like little areas. You're all like right next
So
to one
Antonius
another.
definitely heard
Yeah,
the Rocky
camera just
Talkie.
cuts back
So
and
Lance
forth
was
between, like,
100%
each
right.
little group, and then
Yeah.
at the very end just zooms out, and we're all standing
you're
right
all
next
right
to each
there.
other.
Yes.
So Lance was correct in assuming that he could use the Rocky Talkies to get a hold of Antonius, because we're all right there and he heard the entire conversation.
You've just been so accustomed to this technology that you're just like, oh, you're right there.
I
We
will-
can communicate great
I'll
distances.
walk over 6 feet.
Hey, Antonius, you awake, man?
Yes, I'm awake. What do you need?
Can I like use some of your dudes like bones and maybe take his heart? Nothing like weird. I just
What? How is that not weird? I've never seen you take bones or heart from any of the things I've seen you kill.
yeah, but most of the shit's just like stupid like everyday stuff.
You didn't take any of the parts from any of the demons we've killed, or the devils, or the random fucking hell creatures.
But that's like Gary's territory. This is yours. That's why I'm asking you.
What do you think you're gonna do with the heart of a,
I have
of a
no
person?
fucking clue, but I think
Then-
if I hold on to it long
then
enough,
no.
someone's gonna want it.
No, you don't need a fucking heart in your bag decomposing.
Harry said no.
Fucking, she's dead.
She was
Fucking killed her.
So I'm pretty sure that was a spider, and I'm pretty sure she just broke her computer.
Epic timing ever on that one.
Apparently, she really wanted that heart.
She was really bummed we couldn't take that heart. That sounds.
How you doing, Sasha?
She muted herself.
She's
Some
freaking out
control
still
of the
because there's a
computer.
spider near her.
Was it her or was it the spider?
Or the fact
That
that she was
muted.
so mad that we couldn't
Muted
take the
the
heart.
microphone.
The spider's like,
Oh yeah, the spider's
not
like,
now.
no
I'm the
witnesses.
captain now. No witnesses.
Okay.
Well, I guess we'll move on for now.
Okay, moving on for now.
Just to clarify,
40 minutes after I said we were going to bed.
just
Having
to clarify,
accomplished
no
nothing,
bones also,
finally
right?
going to bed.
I'm gonna, while kind of everyone's bedding off, and after Lance asks if he can harvest organs from the dead angel, I'm gonna go into that storeroom and kind of just lay
Lance
out
is
some
like
of
the
my-
most trustworthy dude here, though. Like, he at least asks if he can use the dead. He's
Bring
like
out your
Croak
dead.
when he was in the second book.
and just kind of set out some of my I don't know, my artifact items and or like my items, and then lay reconciliation down kind of near the body, and just kind of just instead of like a direct prayer as normal, just kind of like kind of like a state of meditation, and then kind of like extend my senses out to see if I even feel any kind of connection with Celestia at the moment,
It's there, but tenuous.
and just to not particularly looking to get any kind of updates or information, because like right now I'm at the I'm essentially at the finish line. Like I'm turning that last leg of the race. Like there's not any particular need for update really that Antonius can think of, but just kind of more reaching out to see if he can advise somebody about this body and see if he can find out who it is and if it's possible for it to be transported back up to Celestia.
Okay. Before we get into that, Bill, were you gonna say something?
I would like to use my innate dragon rider ability to sense if my dragon is on this plane with me, because let me check. That is an ability that I just made up. So
I see.
Because that is an ability I just made up.
Okay. Bill, how would you go about doing that?
it would actually be through a few minutes of meditation and
Okay.
reaching into that part of my heart that
Okay.
this is from Dragonheart,
It's
right?
Facebook stalking.
It's
You're
Checking
getting on
your feet, right?
social
He's
media.
been blocked, so he has to go through friends of friends.
the bond that a dragon rider makes with his dragon or her
Okay.
dragon.
Mhm.
I ain't sexist.
Their dragon.
Well, yeah. Yes. Whatever I just said. Sounds good.
Sasha, you survived?
Okay.
I don't know where it went.
Oh
It is
no!
somewhere around here.
It's plotting now.
You got
I am so sorry. I just
gotta
saw
do
it like
it now.
crawling by my leg, and I was like, "What the?" And I threw it, and then I ran to like the other side of the room, like in the corner by the door.
That's why we know the internet doesn't work. It's because Sasha just throws her computer at a moment's notice.
Every time she
Oh my
sees
God!
something in the corner of their
Table
eye.
flip.
How big was the spider?
Not
You know,
big at all.
I don't
Big
know,
enough
but it
to be
looked
worthy
like
of death.
this big, and I was like, "Nope."
Is
That's
that
huge.
pre-terror
today,
or
Satan.
post-terror, Sasha, talking about this?
What?
Pre-terror or post-terror? Like, it was like this big, but when you describe it later, it's going to be this big.
I believe it was this big.
That's
Okay.
really big.
That is my final answer.
Are you afraid of all spiders?
I'm sorry about that, guys.
Like any rational person would be, I would assume.
The answer is yes.
It was legitimately
You know
the
those
best
like
timing.
big spiders?
Also, I
Those are
fucking
the most
love
terrifying.
spiders.
I had one jump on my finger, the really small ones yesterday.
I pick up
So
spiders all the
so
time.
cute.
Yeah.
No!
No.
And
No.
she
No.
on
Adorable.
my finger.
No.
Like from a
Spiders.
rock to my finger.
First of all,
Nope.
spiders are cute.
Yeah.
Second of all, they kill the
Nope.
shit that I don't like, aka anything that flies.
Yeah.
Only
I
good
love
spider's a
spiders.
dead spider.
They're great.
Out of sight,
Spiders,
out of mind. They wanna kill all
spiders
the
have
shit, they can do
never
it
fucked
out
with me,
my
and
ear.
they
Exactly.
have eaten gazillions of mosquitoes that have all fucked with me.
So are mosquitoes just creatures of the abyss then, since they're infinite?
Yes.
Pretty much. And the fucking
Mosquitoes are the worst.
bloodsuckers, so they're related to Levi.
I just.
Hold on.
There you go.
Does Bill's dragon answer his "you up" text?
So I rolled a couple dice.
Mm.
I don't want to tell you what the result is. But
Man, if your dragon is in hell, then she's gonna be like the Trump supporter of dragons.
No!
but in true Gary fashion, I rolled a D100 and rolled 100.
Oh my god.
Is that a good 100 or a bad 100?
You absolutely feel a connection with Sansa
Oh,
here
Weak.
in this place.
That's awesome. That
Nope.
is- That's well,
I
digging
mean-
that's awesome. I get it.
Your
I mean,
dragon's gonna be like, Obama's sending immigrants to vaccinate our kids.
Well, no. He may have joined up before she really knew that Bill was back.
Or
Knowing
maybe.
that there's a connection and looking at this building, do I recognize her handiwork?
Does Sansa breathe fire, or does she breathe something else? I guess is the question.
Oh, she's traditional. She
Of course she is.
Okay,
I mean,
Vanilla.
Sansa means sun in Russian, so I mean, yeah, I would imagine she
Would you roll the D100?
Oh, yeah, I can do that.
So
Okay,
you're saying.
Just rolling for how many
But-
conspiracy theories she believes.
Yeah.
Bill
So-
betraying her turned
Oh, look,
her evil?
112.
I mean, I'm hoping she's understanding. So, okay, here we go.
I hope she's understanding, but she's in hell, working for the opposition. Apparently, that's fine.
32.
Hard to say. Hard to say.
Fair enough.
Many dragons breathe fire, traditionally.
Oh, Harrow, are you awake?
Yeah, what's up?
I sense my dragon is in the same plane as we are. Do you have one of those letters? Don't hesitate in answering.
I do. Can I make a request in advance in exchange?
Yes, but I only play the lute.
If you use it to reach out to her, would you not tell her our location? Because it's concerning that she's in hell?
To be honest, I don't even know where I am.
We're in hell, and remember...
Well, I know we're in hell. I don't have I'm not senile. Nobody named this town.
Okay, that's good.
The town is called Asmodel, or the city is Asmodel. It's the black citadel of hell.
Well, now that I know, I won't say anything. Thank you, disembodied voice.
I'm your conscience.
Bill's memory has its own personality.
Do I want to remember this?
You
No,
know.
you don't. Okay, fine.
I hope that at the end of all this, we find out that Bill is actually like God. And so it's not meta when he asks Kyle questions, it's just him asking himself, basically. He instead of being the king of hell, he's just God of the universe, and he also doesn't have his memory, and so somehow the king of hell and the God of all the universe have ended up traveling together.
All right, we're getting way too close to the plot of Dogma now.
Well, we knew where Kyle got his inspiration from now.
Never actually seen that movie.
Oh my god, you need to watch it.
Oh, it's good.
It's
good.
fantastic.
Well, now I can't because the inspiration might be too close. Then you'd be like, oh, you got it from Dogma. And be like, I never watched it. At least I have that as my alibi.
Deniable plausibility.
Yep.
I promise I will not mention where I obviously have to mention that where I am currently in hell, but I will not mention who I am with, or why, or where I am.
New phone, who dis?
Just because it's weird that she would be in hell.
It
when
makes no
discerning-
sense to me.
It makes
unless
total
he's
sense. Like,
not who she is.
3/4 of the dragons all flew down to hell.
So she might not be
Gary wakes up and
good
says,
anymore.
I haven't been able to sleep because everybody's been fucking talking nonstop for the last 45 minutes.
Ah, because the dragons have been recruited by the abysmal plane.
Yes.
the abysmal
Yes.
plane.
So she might not be the same.
They are the abysmal plane.
And Harrow will pass over a sheet of sending.
Also, if you tell her that you're in hell, she will 100% know who you're with and what you're doing. It's not hard to figure out.
This is true, and I am in no immediate rush. I will sleep on it.
I mean, by all means, feel free to reach out and
touch someone.
try to convince her that her current path is wrong. But it's going to take more than one sheet of paper to do so.
I think I can make it work.
Let's
I'll
face it.
give
I would presume that your dragon's a pretty smart dragon. She would probably know that you're in hell if you're sending a message to her.
I want her to know. I want to meet with her. We are kindred spirits.
I will give you 2 pieces of sending paper.
Well, is it,
I'll give him like 8 of mine.
You have a lot of explaining to do.
This is assuming that she has a way to send messages back.
We have a connection like no other.
So you couldn't just talk to her now?
No, shh. Shh.
Be careful there, Antonius. He gets a little uppity-tuppity when his abilities are in question.
Oh,
Yes.
I can't imagine what that's like.
You mean having abilities?
Antonius quietly contemplates if Gary would count as a fiend if he smacked him. When he gets the extra die.
You just watch Antonius give you a hard stare and then smile to himself.
Yes, he would.
It's disconcerting.
Double check and make sure that your stuff is. Did you leave the stats in the microwave or did you eat it?
No, I left it.
Okay.
Is he still not home?
Just checking. Yeah, I haven't seen him yet. Hey, you know what? I told him, I was like, remember you gotta work in the morning.
You do it?
Don't we all? Don't we all? Okay. Anything else? Okay. We wrap for this evening. Y'all asleep?
What happens to the dead angel?
Is Bill sending a message?
I'm sleeping on it and thinking about it.
Okay.
So I got dead angel in queue.
Alright, what are you doing with the angel?
Just kind of sending him a quick prayer, seeing about getting him identified and getting him taken back to Celestia for. He said the connection was tenuous.
Yeah. You know, you got low bars. I guess the question really is, what do you say? And whom are you contacting?
So instead of my normal handler, I guess, kind of focusing on like feeling that the connection to the heavens is weak, I'll kind of like focus on reconciliation a little bit harder than would normally be necessary for me to kind of, I don't know. I know it's always going to have been more more flavor than anything, but kind of focus on reconciliation as like my catalyst for getting into contact with Celestia and kind of focus towards Tempest.
It's your Wi-Fi extender.
Yeah.
Tempest.
Uh-huh. And reaching out.
Why the god of storms?
It's kind of twofold. One for like the sword I would feel like is most directly connected to them, being that's how it was, bestowed to me. And if I was going to use an artifact to kind of boost my ability to reach out, and then I figure kind of also just something kind of
Tempest.
Yes, Tempest. Yes,
that's right. Yeah, Torm and Tempest.
Yes, Torm and Tempest. Sorry, yeah.
Yeah.
Not Tempest.
Yeah.
Tempest. I'm just kind of seeing if I get anything from like just kind of like before I put too much information out into it, like see if there's even any kind of connectivity, if you will.
So, I guess for Antonius, it's been a while.
It's just kind of like after talking with Harrow and all of the notes from today and stuff. It's
easy to fall back into a routine from which you know. In times of great
uncertainty
trouble and uncertainty. Sure. But when you reach out, you feel that energy, you feel that warmth and that coldness, that harshness that you felt that Tempest used to radiate. But beyond that, Tempest is no more than just energy. There is no connection. And you catch yourself
because it has been so long since that fateful moment. Both Torm and Tempest gave themselves to your brother's shield and your sword, and became one with it, to become energy. There is a hollowness that comes with that fact. It's like a distant memory, and you remember a dear friend, and then when you reach out to them instinctually, does that realization hit that, oh yeah, they're not here anymore.
Kind of like reels me back and just kind of like that like loneliness that has been like encroaching upon like how tired all of this has caused and continues to be with just the absolutely absurd lifespan he has lived because of the deeds he like his deeds and feats and becoming a part of those.
And the way time flows
Yeah.
along the celestial, the outer planes. Sure.
Just kind of like just kind of like for a split second, like really laments the I don't know his former life, so to speak, and just the being so duty bound now and in this place where there's no, it's just go do the job and go back, kind of just in that loop of almost like a someone who just processes a lot of paper, essentially, like almost like a crossroads demon or devil.
Just the endless loop of bureaucracy.
Just and it's just really wearing him down, and now even the things that he's in the midst of not really being particularly appreciated just kind of steadies himself and focuses more on what needs to be done, and it's dealing with this body of of a fallen comrade who's in this just super desiccated, unholy place, and kind of reaffirms and reaches out towards, I can never say her name, is it
Serial.
Serial. And it's not in like even forgetting to inquire about the notes and stuff at this point. It's really just more of is there anything you can do to help get this fallen comrade back home? Like just really matter of fact, nothing wistful or like really probably the most like another celestial being he has treated another celestial being, like kind of like no more humanity in it, just like a transactional completely.
Yeah. That her voice does come to you, but it is incredibly distant. It sounds like someone's talking to you from, the wire can up to your ear. It sounds so far away. But enough for you to make out that there is genuine concern in her voice, to the point of, there is something that weighs heavily in your heart, Antonius. Is the deed done? Are you ready to return to us? Then catches, like, there's almost that bit of delay. Where your prayer meets her words. Maybe it's surprise, maybe it's the distance of this communication, maybe it's your own mind reeling with the fact of the things that you've learned today. Send him off as he would have wished. In radiant flame.
I believe Gary would say at this point, does he even have that spell?
And just kind of in that tenuous connection. Hurry back to us, Antonius. You grow so distant.
And just kind of like in that, like that kind of time delay you see in like when people are like on the news talking, like as she kind of like he starts talking as she finishes her first sentence, but like it doesn't come through to her until it's just kind of answering that first question as she's finishing the second piece, just to let her know that it seems like we will be done here shortly, or that we've made it to hell and I'll handle the body. But like really, like no flare or no flair to it, no, I don't know. Like it's hollow. It's words. It's all words and transactional and like just matter of fact. There's no flair
Sure.
to it. There's no prayer to it. It's just a
Sure.
very very tired, kind of wore out. At his core, human.
Sure.
And he kind of ends it before he hears back, knowing that she doesn't particularly care about any of the any of the happenstance. Only that what he is sent here to get done is done.
Okay.
And then I will. Would Antinius know like how doing what the radio the basically funeral pyre type send off? Would he know enough about that to know if he would be concerned about its ability to? Would that be like a fucking beacon in this place? Or could he do it in a way that wasn't super?
I mean, you could probably do it subtly.
And then he will, as subtly as possible, kind of and quietly enough to where he hopes that nobody even really around him is even aware. Just kind of, I don't know, kind of wash this body in flame, which just kind of like right with like almost from reconciliation, just kind of like in his hand, just kind of wave it down as it just kind of lights and slowly vaporizes the angel and kind of releasing it.
It's actually kind of incredible. I don't know if anyone else is awake, keeping an eye, or what anybody else of the party is, but Antonius very dutifully sets about preparing this body, and arranges it in such a manner that it would be accepted by the heavens, as much as you could imagine. Laying out bits of incense and herbs and such, and a small kind of funeral procession. Removes his sword, alights it, and just touches the body, and you watch it just, in an instant, engulf, and ash just carry out through an open window. And where there was a body, now there is none. Just maybe the faint bit of a scorch mark left behind. Bill, as you drift to slumber, you are once more caught in that open field of swaying grass. You're standing there, just contemplating the hilt of this sword. And as you're sitting there turning it over in your hands, the silent rays of the setting sun kind of wisping across. You feel the breeze shimmering, and the grass almost bending defiantly against it. It seems to tumble and fall out of your grasp. You go to reach for it, and the wind just seems to carry it, tumbling through the field, away from you. What do? You watch it spin end over end, just rolling through the grass, tumbling. Faint glimpses of metal getting farther and farther away from you.
I fall on my knees and pray to my God. Bahamut.
Uh-huh.
Jesus Christ. I should be awarded for no, I'm just kidding. And ask for
Somebody
his
get this man a
guidance.
Grammy.
I would like to award inspiration.
And ask for guidance.
You send out a prayer. This time, not chasing after it. You watch it tumble away from you. You watch the hilt tumble, kind of bounce, rolling, and then you hear the ting clink of metal upon metal. It almost sounds hollow. You see a magnificent figure standing there. Beautiful platinum colored plate. Filigreed. A gleaming gem in its center. Reach down and pick up the hilt.
I walk over to the figure. And do I recognize him?
It's
or
you?
her?
It's like you're staring into the vision of yourself. Like a mirror.
Hello, old friend.
Doesn't even seem to recognize you for a moment. Just turns this hilt over in its hand, spinning it slowly, slightly, watching the rays of light glistening off of the golden hilt. What do I want to be? What do I want? It just turns it over in its hand. Puts it in the other hand, inspecting it. Takes a moment, finally seems to register your presence. Who do you want to be? It stops, staring directly into you. You feel that gaze piercing your soul.
I want to be the one that others can count on.
Kind of seems to cock its head. Kind of holding this hilt of the sword out in front of him, or you, kind of slightly. Did we make the right choice?
We made the choice that we made.
Do we have doubts?
Always.
Would you do it again? Could we do it again?
I ask myself that every night. And I don't know the answer.
Then neither do I. And you watch that figure kind of blow away like petals on the wind. And you watch that hilt hit the ground and tumble off into the distance. as the sun sets and becomes darkness. As the light of morning filtering through the window, its red glare greets everyone as you wake up the next morning with a long rest. What do you guys do for today?
Alright, Paul.
Panic?
How would we know if the attack on this inner council member were to occur? Do we even have a possibility of detecting such an action?
I like headscarf or something that Asmodeuce wears. I'm fine.
We could see if we can find a seer. Unless I have seen Garaneth perform acts that may be able to discern this path.
Fuck
Quite
that. Where
honestly,
is this guy? Let's just go talk to him.
I don't know if Gary would be able to feel really up for it today.
Yeah, I completely forget how to do that today. Yesterday, if you had asked me, totally could have done that for you. But overnight, things have changed.
We could. Well, if we have no magical means, then perhaps we do it the old-fashioned way.
I mean, where is he?
In the Citadel. He is part of the council.
Oh, so he's like holed up with everybody else? He doesn't have like an estate outside of the Citadel somewhere?
It is my understanding they have many properties, but this current juncture, most of the council would be residing within the city.
So when I gave you very clear and explicit instructions last night to figure out where they are, you already knew and were just like, all right, well, I'll just tell them in the morning.
Well, I know that they're here, but I don't know where exactly.
So you completely ignored my instructions.
Helen and Killian are on it. They left at first light this morning.
All right, well delegated. We'll give them an hour while we eat breakfast. If they're not back by then, we'll head to the Citadel.
1, to announce your presence, or that the lost king has returned.
Oh, I like that.
To see if maybe we can't drum up some support.
Did they print out flyers?
I'm sure they will.
Dude, they are on it.
I got some.
It's Breakfast Club.
The Breakfast Club featuring the Lost King.
I don't know. I had Lance dropping flyers last session. I don't know how many of them you have.
Lance is going to pull out like a handful of flowers and a pen and start doing the Breakfast Club featuring the Lost King. Start typing it out.
Okay.
Guest starring King of Hell.
Goddamn, that puppy was so tiny before.
Piggy baby.
Oh, while everybody's getting up, I will write my letters. I use 2 scrolls.
Okay.
2 notes, and I will do it in private and send you the message, and then I'm going to use the bathroom, and I'll take my answer off the air.
You're gonna take
Off
your
the air.
That's
Off the air.
that's an old thing when there was like radio shows and they ask questions.
Well,
I'll take my
I
answer off the air.
understand what it means.
So wait, do you want me to message it to you? Is that what that means?
I don't know. I don't know. It was
Well,
more
you-
of a show.
You want
Stop
us to
the
know the
stream.
answer.
You can
I'm
tell us all, and then we'll
drinking.
start the stream again so that our viewers don't know.
I've been drinking. I had a dream about a field. I gotta go. I'll be right back.
I gotta go.
Um. Well, I was hoping that we would take in the sights of Asmodel, and by that I mean hunker down and stay here.
Okay, and what's your reasoning for this?
My reasoning is that there's a war-torn city out there, and what do we have to do?
Go
With-
talk to Vagimon.
Digimon, digital monsters.
In that case, I say we go ask around, see where the council members might be today.
What if I just send him a message? Where's a place that we can have like neutral ground for a conversation and yet still have like a good exfil route if shit goes south?
Maybe tempt them with paperwork?
I mean, coming to reclaim Lost Throne should amount to a lot of paperwork in and of itself. That and
You have a
inheritance
once
fees.
in a lifetime opportunity to do lots of paperwork.
I would say, if you're keen on meeting with Vagmaron, then message him. Maybe he will divulge information. Maybe he will agree to meet if you're truthful.
Alright,
Or it's a trap.
I'll pull out the paper. I'll send a
Paul,
message.
What is the best way
Vagmaron.
to do it?
This is Garanath. I have returned to reclaim my rightful throne. If you remain loyal to the bloodline, I would like to meet. Otherwise, ignore the previous message about assassins. They're definitely not coming for you. Let me know when and where.
Can't spell.
Signed, Gary XOXO.
Okay. Would you roll a persuasion check?
With advantage, because I put little kissy marks at the end.
Probably not.
Oh.
Edit?
I'm gonna use inspiration.
Okay.
12.
Well,
I wish we had like a dedicated follower that like kept up with like inspiration uses and like, giving out, because it'd be cool to know like who's used what and how many times people pass up so far.
I mean, it's on.
You can
I mean,
track it
if
on your sheet.
And yeah, if it's on, if people are correct with D&D Beyond, it would be on your sheet.
So
Pretty sure I've been sitting on this inspiration
we-
since we were at the
we-
Bright Queen's
But
place.
that's what I'm saying. Like,
We-
I've definitely gotten inspiration multiple times when I've already had it, and I'm sure.
I was
going
gonna
to
give you inspiration earlier. You said something really Gary-like, but I knew you already had it.
Yeah, I'm like curious.
Haven't really needed it.
Yeah.
I need to pee. If you really are who you supposedly seem to be, meet me at the gardens of Trorathin at midday.
Trorathin. Paul, write this down. Gardens of Trorathin, midday. Where is that?
That's the capital Citadel Gardens, sire.
Well, shit.
You
That
don't
feels
remember.
like-
I've heard many stories of your elaborate parties that lasted for days within the gardens.
Yeah, that checks out. I want to feel. I don't want to seem desperate, so I'm not gonna respond.
Going to the Citadel after all, eh?
Yeah, but maybe is there like a secret path to sneak into the gardens that we don't have to like go into the actual Citadel?
Not that I'm aware of, sire. Unless we go back through the sewers.
Alright. We're gonna need Torgoth for this one then.
Sire, are you certain?
About the meeting or about needing Torgoth?
Torgoth specifically.
What do you have against Torgoth?
Oh, nothing. He just tends to be violent.
But yeah, that's why I said we need Torgoth. There's gonna be like a fuck ton of guards between us and the gardens.
Yes, sire.
I mean, unless you know of like a way that's better than the shitty costumes you gave us yesterday.
Definitely takes an affront to that comment. These disguises will hold up to the strictest of scrutiny.
Okay, I'll trust you. And if you're wrong, I would like Torgoth to be there just in case.
That is fine. I just didn't know if we wanted to make a scene.
We definitely don't want to make a scene, which is why we will unleash the beast only if necessary.
No offense. Of
To me?
course. No.
No.
None taken.
No. You can offend Torgoth all you want.
I would rather
I
not.
see the two of you as equals.
I am no great warrior.
I feel like Torgoth would have been
That
super
much is
pissed.
certain.
No, but you're much better at paperwork than he is.
I spent
You're-
most of my days doing
You are
that,
a
yes.
great administrator.
Okay, so then that begs the question. Are we going to meet this council member while we're in our disguises? If so, are we going to need a top-up of whatever concoction Paul came up with so we can maintain said disguises?
I
The
believe he said
polish
yes
potion.
for 24 hours.
I feel like
so
you
we-
guys should be in your disguises and I should not be in mine.
Well, a human could not be, probably should not be perceived walking around hell. So unless we're going to acquire some trench coats and do some strange stacking, I'm not sure there's another way.
Talking about Bill?
What?
Not a human. What's wrong with
Sorry,
Bill?
tiefling. Tiefling.
Oh, what's wrong with Gary? He's like the most disguised out of all of us.
I've been a human all my life.
Good job, dude. Way to go. Keep it up.
Thank
Like-
you.
Like Antinius seems like recognize his mistake, but is clearly not present with it. Like goes through the motions to correct it.
Yes,
but
yes,
not-
yes. You know what I mean. Shut up.
It's not even like that. It's just like he's something's
he-
different this morning.
he's distracted in some other manner.
I mean, I guess this information would come from Paul, but tieflings aren't incredibly uncommon. They are devil spawn, technically.
Paul, will
Gary.
it matter? Would the council member recognize this version of Gary?
Probably not. It may take some convincing.
Alright, so Ixnay on the Ostum K for Gary.
Dude, I don't
Everybody
speak
else stays in
abyssal.
their disguises. We should head over there early to like scope out the place. Make sure there's no traps being laid or anything. Plan out a clear course of regress if shit goes south.
Well, if we head out soon, by the time we arrive, your costume disguise should be wearing off.
So we should re-up right now. to give us. I think
It should
coverage.
at least give us enough time to get into the citadel proper.
Where is Torgoth? I need to have a conversation with him.
Okay. Kind of like head back inside from outside, just kind of taking stock. Go find Torgoth.
Yeah, I'll look for like a little, like if there's a secluded back room or anything, I'll try to take him there to have a conversation.
What is it, Gareth?
It's time that I need you. And I don't need you wrapped around some useless husk. I need, like, the real deal. And I understand that you and I have had our differences in the past, but clearly we're
That
working
is
towards the
putting it
same goal.
lightly.
Well, I'm not asking you to come with me. I think this is probably going to be even less pleasant for you than that. I need you with Antinius.
You want me to share a body with an angel?
Think it through before you say anything else.
No.
Okay. Either you're a really quick thinker or you ignored what I said. I'm gonna assume you're a really quick thinker because, like, I'm the king of hell and stuff and you're supposed to listen to me. So, hear me out.
And I'm supposed to tell you that you have bad ideas.
You
And
are.
this is a bad idea.
This is a really good idea because you are the two most capable people that I have with me. We don't have a good way to get him through because he's got a fucking angelic essence about him. Maybe you could help dampen that a little bit by, you know, being a devil. And you're the two that I trust the least. Because you do stupid shit, like try to eat people that don't need to be eaten, and he does stupid shit like being an angel. Maybe if we put the two of you together,
I have
you
never
can
tried
temper.
to not eat someone that did not deserve it.
Yes, but you've tried to eat plenty of people that did not deserve it.
I disagree. Do you remember
I'm
the
not
foot?
asking.
I remember the foot.
This is what is needed. Are you going to listen to me or not?
Make a persuasion check.
Seven 21.
I will only agree to this if I can make him eat someone.
You can make him eat whoever you want, as long as they require eating.
Yeah, if they're bad. That was the agreement.
We're going to come across plenty of people who are bad that we do not want to eat, even if they do deserve to be eaten. And I would ask for your discretion in this matter, because as we walk to the Citadel, we're going to pass like a fuck ton of guards and checkpoints and shit, and if we just start eating everybody along the way, then somebody's going to know something is up.
Okay.
So we have to be a little bit sly about this.
Are you two robot to anybody else?
Yes.
He was, but I understood what he was saying.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure it wasn't on my end. Like something
Kyle
was gonna fuck up.
and Mike were robot-y.
Yeah, for a second.
Oh, I'm
'cause
sorry.
I was getting like download like very high speeds. I just wanted to make sure
You're
it wasn't
now
on my
you're
end.
robot-y. I think
Discord's having
it's happened.
connection.
Yeah, I think it's happened.
I think it's just a Discord thing.
Yeah.
Alternatively, we eat everybody. No one is left to see us being suspicious.
Yeah, but somebody's going to come across all the bodies later.
There won't be any bodies.
But the lack of bodies. Somebody's going to come across the lack of bodies later. Unless you can shit out mind-controlled guards. Can you do that? Can you eat somebody and then shut them out and like have them, I don't know, listen to your will or something?
Just bones.
Okay, so that's a no. So we're gonna do it my way then. We're going to show them our papers, be in disguises,
And
walk
then
right
eat them.
past them.
Yes, I agree. He takes off towards Antinius.
Wait,
Well,
Antinius,
that's all.
Antinius, can we borrow you for a second?
Tish doesn't say anything, but he walks over.
Grab your ankles.
This is gonna be a fun conversation.
Yes, a fun conversation. And then Torgoth slaps you. I need you to make a Constitution save, please.
Me or Gary?
You, Antinius.
A con save, huh? How close am I to Bill? Oh, that's real bad.
Good.
Either way, it doesn't matter. The highest it could possibly be is a 12.
Okay, a 12. That is absolutely a failure.
Yeah.
Antonius, before you can even kind of react or see what's happening, Torgoth slaps you, and then you kind of like go to recoil away as his wife, or his mouth widens into a grin that just seems to keep like breaking past the point of where a smile would be. And then you watch it kind of like distend and disjoint and then slough off as this kind of black maroon colored ripple comes across this desiccated demon's body that is being controlled. And you watch the demon kind of crumble off to the side. Its bones just crumbling as it hits the ground into not more than a puddle. And all you feel is a cold shudder, and Torgoth's mind come into the back of yours.
Okay, that's not how I wanted this to go down. It's called consent. There's supposed to be a conversation first. Antinius, I need you to wear Torgoth to get him and us into...
And kind of like coming out of your shoulder is this like rippling, very venom-like head that swivels into your direction. Yes, we have already done that. Hello, Antinius. And he just smiles. It is fine. We are going to eat people. And then just kind of your armor just kind of rusts off of you and then just boom onto the ground as now as spiky pauldrons kind of sweep off of you, and your skin becomes this like rippling, massive, ooze-like substance. You are still in control of your own body. For the moment.
Brett's face right now is.
I look at Gary very accusingly, and like there's a slight twitch where it looks like I'm gonna reach for my sword, and I deck him, just straight fucking, just a good old left cross there. Just.
I guess roll to hit.
Is it possible to give Torgoth inspiration?
If so, then yes.
I think technically that would transfer to Antinius, so Antinius, you could take inspiration on behalf of Torgoth.
That's an 18 for unarmed to smack Gary.
That's a miss. There's still a little bit of like getting used to the armor going on, and I just back off. Hold on. This was necessary. This was not the way that I wanted shit to go down, but it was totally necessary.
You should have let me do this.
Do you want to hit him?
Yes, he deserves it. Try again.
Use the sword.
No. We're not listening. It's quiet time. It's listening time.
It's not, because I don't have to listen to you.
How loud are they being in them? I would like to roll.
Oh, fucking so loud.
Yeah, not quiet at all. Not quiet at all.
Gary is trying to keep his voice down to de-escalate the situation, and it is not working.
And it is like
How's going on?
two words away from just admitting that he's an angel in the middle of hell.
You have, like, the aura of heaven about you.
We got this far already. And
I know, but we're about to go
can't
into
believe
the
you would
fucking...
attach this unholy thing to me.
Well,
How dare you? I'm helping you.
You're helping yourself.
That is also true.
and me. He's helping me, which is the
You
end goal
won't
for
help
everybody,
yourself
isn't it?
either. You expect everyone to do what you want now that you're in hell, and suddenly you care that you're in charge here, but you won't do what you need to do, and goddamn snack back into being who you're supposed to be, but I have to wear this goddamn devil through hell.
I'm fucking trying, okay? It's not like there's a switch you can flip to just create a leader of hell.
And you wouldn't even eat the foot.
That was a long time ago, and no, I still won't eat any feet.
Have
That
you
has nothing to
checked?
do with leadership.
You said that you got a helping hand when you found yourself washed ashore. Have you checked to see why you don't remember who you are?
I already tried this tactic. He did not want to listen.
Well,
It's
he's
like
in a
talking to
position
a
where
wall.
it's time to listen, because I am definitely over this
hand
shit.
Was fucking Tamora.
I know who your helping hand was. I have known this whole time.
It doesn't seem super relevant for right now.
Yes, because clearly the Celestial in hell wearing this demon suit, devil suit, sorry,
Thank you.
is what's important. Not you deviling up and casting off your own fucking concerns. No, I have to walk through hell covered in devil.
I already told him he was selfish. He did not listen.
This is a fucking terrible idea. This is the worst. I walk out. I'm like, this
I'm just gonna walk up to Antinius and just start poking him.
I look at Torg and I'm like, you have to go. This is not a thing.
But he does have a point.
I don't care. I'll drink the juice and risk it. I have lived quite a long enough life at this point. I will be damned that I will wear a devil into the capital of hell.
I would argue you are already there.
He's got a point. Is this gonna affect your pension or anything? Like, does this taint you?
I mean, as you can see, my
Antinius.
very nice armor that I have worn for several millennia is sitting on the ground in hell, and I have this weird flesh suit.
Weird
I get
flesh
this
suit
point.
may be the one thing that helps us win this. And you're, quite honestly, the only person that I know that can be trusted to keep that weird flesh suit in check. Precisely because you're such a cunt about it. So please
Which one
take
of us
that
is he
into
talking
account.
to?
I think he's talking to us collectively now. Why am I talking to you?
There is nobody else in our group that could come close to resisting Torgoth. And there's nobody else in our group that could come close to controlling him. So that burden falls on you. I'm sorry you got a shitty fucking assignment. I'm sorry this doesn't fall under your purview of, I don't know, smelling roses and helping fucking orphan kittens out of trees. Whatever the fuck angels do. But deal with it and grow the fuck up.
Do we get to eat the kittens?
Debatable.
Is anybody hungry? Just my breakfast.
I'm much more agreeable to this situation already. He
Walk
fed
out
me
and like
mushrooms.
two sides of the same fucking coin.
He fed me mushrooms. We didn't eat for weeks.
Multiple kinds of mushrooms.
All
I-
terrible.
Cannot believe that I am going to be lectured about growing up by somebody who ran away from their responsibilities and has spent their lifetime on the mortal plane getting high and fucking their way across the continent. The things I have done and seen and the places I have been to make sure that people like you could sleep safely at night. You have the gall to talk to me about growing up. Even fucking Devil Boy here have done. He probably enjoyed the things he did. Granted,
Sometimes. Sometimes it was necessary.
yes, clearly, and justify the means and whatnot. But and then he's just kind of like trails off and just starts
just
walking.
wind out of his argument.
just walks off with assuming Torgath will help him go in the right direction.
No, this way.
just like leg moves.
I'm just already outside packing a bowl, standing next to Paul, being like, "This is why you're my favorite."
Are you super opposed to eating him? That's the real question here.
I feel like it would be a bad idea.
But if you eat him, do you become him? Like, does the demons die in hell thing maintain if you're just in control of his body?
I don't wish to put that to the test. I had my chance. I decided against it.
You didn't decide it against it. You failed.
Yes, I did.
We're gone. We're leaving. Like Gary and Paul are got to smoke some weird hell herb, and Torgath
you
and
guys
I are going.
not being quiet inside. Listening.
Oh,
to
we're gone now.
conversation.
We're outside. I'm talking to myself as I walk down the street. I hope I don't have a fucking second head here still. I just hope I just look crazy now.
Maybe. Sometimes.
Would it be weird to have a fucking?
It's still uncommon. Would it be completely out of place? No, probably not.
Levi's gonna collect Antinous' armor into his bag of holding.
The rest of us are gonna like pretend like we weren't peeking through and just like
everyone like standing in the corner, just like watching this exchange.
No, like the door's open, all of our heads are just in, like looking of like, oh, it's quieted down. Whoop. Like Harrow turns to Bill. So, paladins, huh?
Paladins. Oh wait, that's I don't know whose voice that was.
Bill's just like not matter of fact, like he's in the know about this.
I think I was doing Torgoth. Sorry.
Antonius, listen to me. I do not want to be in this position any more than you do.
You seem to be enjoying it an awful lot for someone who doesn't want to be here.
It is more to spite Gary.
He told you to do this, so how are you spiting him?
It was my idea.
No, it wasn't.
Okay, it wasn't.
You're just like the rest of them. Only
But
doing
listen.
what you're told.
No. We can get close to Balfagor. I get my body back. You get your body back. Alternatively, you also finish what you were sent here to do, which is return Gary and put all of this nonsense behind us. So for the time being, we work together. Which is not what I want, but it may be the best and fastest route to getting what we both want.
Can I even wield my sword with you attached to me?
Yes, I will help you.
I can't imagine a devil would have a very fun time touching an armament made in Celestia.
You would be surprised what we can do.
I guess I have taken some of your items before, so okay, fair enough.
You know what would really make Gary jealous?
I don't particularly care.
If we
How would you like to? How would you like to fly?
I have.
Fine. Do it yourself then.
I didn't say I could do it currently. I did say that I have.
But the question was, how would you like to fly?
Besides, by the end of this, we're all likely to just be dead anyway.
Very possible. I will survive, obviously.
I don't know that I care if I do.
You don't believe that?
I've
And
lived a long time.
Cut away from Antinius's inner monologue.
Like, it's weird, as angry as Antinius is about this, it's like the closest he's actually felt to something while he's actually been in this time.
I do want you to know. I still hate you.
Oh, don't worry. I'll kill you later.
We will see.
I mean, I will. You won't. That cat is schmoving.
Right?
He went vertical real quick.
I don't know if you heard it, but he did his little.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay. What's everyone else doing?
After they come back from a little walkabout.
Oh no, we're going. We're going towards the Capitol Gardens. There's no coming back.
Do I
Oh,
ever hear
okay,
back
well,
from Sunset?
Oh, you do. Sorry, Dagan.
It's okay. I took a little break. I ruined the flow. Uh-huh.
Yep.
Static.
Anticipation.
Maybe the rain is really the blame.
Even without Torgoth getting inspiration, Antinius should definitely get inspiration.
Agreed.
Mhm.
Also, I'm mad nobody made the fucking Princess Bride reference. Good job. Good night. I will most likely kill you in the morning.
You do hear back. What you get back is, you will never have my forgiveness. You are my curse. We will be broken of it, as your body becomes the pyre.
That's some fuck
Oh,
shit
shit.
right there.
Dragon drama.
I think my dragon might be bitter.
Also, January 6th was done by Antifa.
I will, at that note, rub my... I will rub my sheath and say,
Hey, just thinking of you. Love you. Bye.
I say that every night. Out again.
Wow.
does Danny know this? She's there for it. She just looks like, not again. You guys want to find out something interesting I learned? So,
Okay.
our
After the
chief-
session.
Okay, I can wait till after the session.
No, it's okay. If it won't take long.
I just learned that our sending scrolls and sending in general would let us talk to animals. So it's communicate with animals on a budget because it says any creature with an intelligence score of 1 or more can understand what you're saying and respond like to what you're saying to them.
Holy hell!
That is the sending spell. That is not message, which is what the
Ooh,
Yes.
okay.
which is what
Yeah.
the actual papers
I learned
do.
something different.
You learned 2 things.
One of them was wrong.
2 things tonight.
After like 10 minutes of smoking and not seeing Antinius come back, I will rally the troops and we will head after them towards the citadel.
Okay.
Lance, you better pack that breakfast to go. I think we're going.
Oh, okay.
And I just put everything in the same pot and just start walking away with it.
Are we taking our potions now or later? Because aren't they gonna last until like we get there if we don't redo it?
Take the potions with us and we'll find a like alleyway to take them in on the I'm assuming it's more than like a 10-minute walk to get there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Especially with like given current situations, it's probably gonna take you about a half hour.
Yeah, we'll get close to like the last checkpoint or whatever, and then find a spot to re-up potions
Okay.
for everybody.
Yeah.
And hopefully find
just over a half hour.
like every corner that we turn, Gary is half expecting to just find like a pile of bodies from all the devils that are out and about. Like not like a normal pile of bodies, a fresh pile of bodies from Torgoth and Antinius, as they have led the way.
Really cool thing about Torgoth Antinius. I'll probably put you about an hour. And are you agreeing to this compromise? Is the question.
For now.
Okay. In that case, in lieu of using your hit dice, you can use your hit dice to buff your AC.
As a reaction.
At
any time.
Mm-hmm.
So you're saying I could, with the hit die as a reaction, roll up to another 10 AC?
No, like each hit die is one.
Is 1
so
AC. Okay.
Is 1 AC.
So, as a reaction, you can spend as many hit dice as you want to increase your AC by that many hit dice. And that remains until next long rest?
We're gonna nerf that just a little bit. It's for a round, so you can bump your AC by one hit die for every round.
It's a blood-sucking shield.
It's a blood-sucking shield.
What potions are we talking about? Am I aware of these?
Your polyjuice potions.
Am I aware of these?
Yes.
Probably not.
Lance is,
You
you're
technically, Lance would be, but Adam is not because Adam was missing. Paul supplied polyjuice potions for everybody that turned you into devils, or like that gave you the appearance of devils with like no downsides as far as like detection goes.
So you're saying the kobolds weren't good enough?
That shit literally got washed off.
And replaced by more shit because it got washed off into a stream of shit.
Yes.
How long do they last?
24 hours.
Alright, so I guess we should potion up, yeah? Is there a
and you can take on the appearance of, because everyone around you has the appearance of various forms of devils, and they're, it's like a little bit of a minor enchantment, so it can kind of change like armor appearance a little bit. But it's mainly
physical appearance.
Based on
So-
description, I'm going to use my potion to change as close as I can to Asmodeus.
Asmodeus? Okay. So kind of like Bill.
Alright.
Also, Kyle, if you want to nerf Torgoth, which I'm fully in favor of because he's broken as fuck, I would say make it roll a d4 for each hit dice, and I'd add that much AC for a round. Otherwise, it's just basically like a one-time use shield. That balances it based on how much HP you could get back by
Okay.
actually spending the hit dice
1
and
to
taking
4.
the hit.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Yeah. Could do that. So I guess roll a d4 for every hit die you want to expend.
Could get 10. Could also get 40.
Is there a failure rate on that though?
No. You can also expend a hit die to give yourself flying for a minute. What was the other things that Torgoth could do? It's been so long.
That was all he could do because I never discovered
got
anything but the
Farther
AC.
than that, yeah.
Doesn't he
I
gain something if
resisted
he eats
all
stuff?
of his attempts.
Or is
Hmm?
it
What
just
was that?
Doesn't he gain something if he eats flesh, or is that just a negative if he doesn't?
That's how you gain your hit dice
So
back.
technically, you don't gain your hit die back unless you consume something, which has to be a recently deceased body in which you killed.
Yes, he only regains his dice if you eat English cups.
But he was +2 leather armor, right? Just like as the basic armor.
It was like AC of 16 base, I think.
Is that base 16 plus 2, or is that just 16 flat?
I thought it was just like an override.
Because that's the case, like a lot of armors that anybody who can wear plate is going to be a lot higher than that.
Yeah, but expending hit die for shield. Well, let's see. Hold on. Let me. What did you have before Torgoth? Antinius, was it just regular plate?
19 plate plus 1.
Plate plus 1. Let me look at my handy dandy list here.
Is that the best heaven can provide, or what? Like when they say,
Again, low on the totem pole.
They again stoked
I will
that he
say-
never actually got to that point.
We'll go back to just regular plate. So AC of 18, it was like override of AC of 18. But I will say, because of Torgoth, it does not provide disadvantage on stealth or weight-based checks.
That's cool.
It's technically armor, but
So just flat plate, but it's like fleshy plate, so it doesn't clink.
yeah. Yep. Nor is it nearly as heavy.
Sentient methanol plate.
What is this music we're listening to?
Oh, I don't know.
Do.
Spooky
What?
shit.
Not what I hear.
You don't hear the fucking trombone or whatever that's going on in the background?
Nah, I hear just like the normal spooky music.
That trombone's like extra loud for me right now.
Must be rusty.
Gross.
That's
Okay, so Antinius, you and Torgoth storm off. Do you take a potion or as well, or
do you? Because I think you did before as well.
Yeah.
Take another one, or are you just using Torgoth to modify your appearance?
Just using Torgoth, I guess.
Okay. Okay. I would say, what is the rest of the party doing? Are you guys trying to quickly catch up to Antinius and Torgoth, or are you...
We're not like full on sprinting for the streets. We're definitely like double time shuffling.
I'm trying not to spill the breakfast that I so diligently made for the entire crew until everyone left.
Like we're in with a purpose.
I would say you were very quickly accosted by a bunch of very haggard-looking individuals, thinking that you were the local soup kitchen.
Because of the pot.
Lance is gonna take like literal handfuls from the pot and just like throw it at people. There you go.
So you scald the citizenry of Asmodel.
It's not my fault they don't have bowls.
Do they like it? Is the ultimate question.
Probably not.
They're all like hell citizens. They used to shit being hot.
Well, yeah, that's probably true.
And if my hand can go in it and not get burned, they can fucking easily
yeah,
take
it's
this
probably
shit.
like tepid. Everyone's just reaching in.
Alright, fuck off! Get a handful each.
Something like reaching double hands and just throw it in his face.
Eats it. Licks your hand. Long tongue kind of like wraps around.
Oh god.
That's not hygienic at all. Fuck off, dude.
Is it like raspy?
It
like
just
a cat's?
smiles. Yeah, kind of like crooked teeth, like long, like incisors, kind of little crooked gaps in his teeth. Just kind of like, wiry looking hair.
Alright, you're kind of cute. Here's another one.
And I throw it in his face.
Meanwhile, people are gonna pounce on him for getting extra shares.
Yeah.
I start a civil
fight.
riot for my fucking
Yeah,
stupid
little fight breaks out over the food. Would say if you're going quickly, you probably do manage to catch up to Antinius and Torgoth as they are storming through the city streets with purpose.
On the way, Hera's just gonna kind of match pace with Bill and just ask if everything's okay with you. You said that she was mad at you, and how are you doing with that?
I am slightly nervous about our paths crossing. She has a wicked temper, but it was never directed towards me.
Dude, preaching to the choirs.
Amen, sister.
Amen. What's your god's name again? Who am I supposed to say amen to?
My God's name is...
The whack Bill upside the head, not out loud here.
Hell be praised. Carry on.
Hell to all.
Both Lance and Bill are so out of place here.
Hell, Gary.
As you're like sitting there having this conversation, you hear a crier ring out on one of the corners of the streets.
Oh, don't cry. Here's some food.
Official word from the king! Announcement to be made this afternoon! Official word from the king! Announcement to be made this afternoon! All citizens!
Time!
Did you just call time out? You're
I said it
time! You get close, and the crier, like, still very boisterous and loud, kind of standing there, like sitting on a little crate, like standing on top of a crate, like yelling out above, like, hurried crowds, moving about the city. Let's see, what time is it?
It's stew time. Here, take a little stew.
Throw some stew in his face.
Yeah, that's a really good question.
Is there like actual times in hell?
No, it's always the same dusk.
Then why are we caring
all
about the
the time.
time right now?
Yeah. I mean, there is like time.
People understand the
but, like,
passage of time, but there's not a
the
time
of day does not change ever.
Yeah.
It is always constant.
Does that mean that, like, in the celestial plane, it's like fucking bright as shit?
It is always dawn.
Nobody can sleep for shit.
Except when the gods will it, and then sometimes it is nighttime. But only on very, very special occasions. Checks his sundial. No matter which way he moves it, it's the exact same. There is no shadow. Closes it. 3 hours!
Does that line up with the meeting?
No, your meeting's probably within like an hour or so.
Okay. Thank you. Nope. Harrow doesn't say thank you. Harrow just moves on.
Imposter! Kindness. Stab. Dead.
Roll
Um,
new pictures. So, well, we
Telepathically to
can't-
Gary. Do you think it's a coincidence?
Yeah, it's not the same time as our meeting, so.
Oh, but it's after. I don't know. Maybe just be careful.
Well, obviously we're gonna be careful.
Extra suspicious.
Not really. I mean, we did yesterday just like announce our presence.
Yeah.
Also, like, who knows how often they have these messages from the like. This could be like an every Tuesday type thing.
It's Wednesday.
Hey,
This
kid,
could be an
Literally.
every Wednesday type thing.
when's the last time you had a message from the king?
Paul's going
When the
with us.
city was besieged
It was like a week ago.
That's like all the fucking time.
2 weeks ago.
Why
Yeah,
couldn't
see,
you just
every
say that in the first
2
time?
weeks they have a message from the king. So
Oh, when there's important news.
Harrow just like looks at like Levi like suspicious.
Hey, kid, who's the publisher of this paper?
Julius Antonius, well, we got distracted in a conversation with a crier, and well, Morgoth went ham.
I'm gonna message to
published by the
Harrow.
New York Times.
Get out.
The Ballad of Torgoth and Antinius. How we killed Balfagor without the rest of the team.
It's the Asthma Daily Press.
The Asthma Daily Press.
Message to Harrow.
I was gonna say, is it the Asmon Gold? No, that's the currency.
No, that's Asmund Golden Sacks.
Asmodel. Or, never mind.
Oh, if you need a new computer, check out Asmodel. So bad. It's the worst thing I've ever heard.
Well, that was a great wrap to campaign 2. Fuck everyone. And it ended with a pun.
As most of my conversations do.
Welcome to D&D, where the backstory doesn't matter and the
And the
flow
puns
free.
ruin everything. Anyways, continuing on.
That was like a semi-serious suggestion. Where is the publisher so I can figure it out? But
No central publication, at least here, at the moment. At the moment, I would say.
What a little.
He's just a town crier. He's not peddling papers. He's just
Who told him to cry?
whoever wanted something cried.
Distribution of the press has probably been disrupted. So it has kind of returned to the old-timey news on the street corner, people, reading from a sheet, just the same
a
few
little
blurbs
table
over
talk
and
here.
over.
If he's reading this, somebody gave him that. And then even if that somebody doesn't actually know what's going on, that person got that information from somebody else. So if we just fucking climb the ladder of where this little kid's getting his information, we're gonna figure out what the fuck's going on with this Asmodouche.
maybe we're gonna find out what's gonna fuck on once we get to the meeting.
We're trying to be sneaky as shit, right?
No, not well.
No, we're trying to go to the meeting.
Alright, we can go to the meeting. I don't know why we're disguising ourselves then.
Because we're human-ish in hell, and we.
I'm only half human.
The obvious answer to your series of questions is the king told him to tell everybody that he's going to make an announcement.
Expect betrayal.
Where did the squeaky toy come from? Because it was perfectly
Expect betrayal. Squeak, squeak.
Nobody ever
Oh.
suspected Squeakish Inquisition.
The Spanish
Tonight's a train wreck.
Inquisition.
So we continue following after Antinius.
Okay, you meet up with Antinius very very quickly after you leave the friar.
Okay.
Crier.
Right.
Who's also
fri-
the
the
friar.
fri- friar
Tuck.
crier. Yeah.
The Church of
He's bald,
Asmodeus.
the bowl cut. Yeah.
He only looks like
Carrying
a
around-
kid because he's 90 years old and he's very small.
Carrying around his cabbages.
Oh
known
no,
as
my
friar
cabbages.
/ crier Dwyer.
Moving
Hailing from
on.
the Shire.
You very quickly do catch up with Antinius and Torgoth.
Alright. Without making a scene, we will continue. Everybody will drink their potions, and we will continue following them towards the Citadel.
And Goth. Tortinius.
Is he a turtle now? Or is he a delicious Mexican
Gothius.
sandwich?
We're Argoth, thank you very much.
Lacosta, he's in Argoth socks.
Got that Argyle on.
Could have done better with that one, guys. I'm sorry.
that should be the real name of the stream.
Could have done better.
Somewhere, Sigtinius and Anfried are both feeling very strange right now.
It's happening again.
Cargo.
Playing
Back to
cards.
poker.
Put a few cards aside. Get ready to deal a third in.
Are they playing Dead Man's Hand?
All they know.
The only way to play.
Alright, let's move on. Jesus Christ, we're bad.
Wow. Okay.
Doing anything when you catch up to Antonius, or are you moving on?
No, let's please
Moving
move
on.
on.
Okay.
We're past
Um,
words at this point.
Yeah.
It's just nodding.
Okay. As you. Let me. Okay. Given the current status of the city, there are some guards heading into the kind of inner circle of the citadel, but it is not technically the citadel proper. It is guarded, but they are letting people through. You do kind of manage to cut down a side alleyway that Paul and Torgoth both, or actually, it would be Torgoth. Torgoth would direct you in that direction as a kind of skirt around through the main corridor gateway that would lead you into the Citadel proper, or the Citadel Sanctum. And you are able to kind of circumvent that and get inside into what is the Citadel Gardens. The gardens are not necessarily what you would expect. Are there trees and brush? Yes. But it is
Made
the
of people.
bodies that are hanging from them that is more prominently displayed.
Christmas.
It is almost a historical archive laid bare. Just people and bones and skeletons with little plaques and namesakes and such stacked to each one. It's a rather gruesome display. Well, maybe macabre is probably the more proper term for it.
Are Gary's relatives hanging that we can see?
Very prominent.
Is like mom and dad?
Me pistols,
Is
kind of laid bare against a skeletal tree. The demonic wings stripped free of flesh. And on a tree kind of intertwined amongst it, a much more humanoid looking figure. Arranged with now almost kind of like not necessarily rotted, but like the beautiful plumage of wings of a bird that you would have seen are now just like coated in. It almost looks like soot, and then you realize that no, it's the wings, like the plumage itself is just dark black, almost
Decayed.
blue. Yeah.
Is it possible to telepathically communicate with Torgoth?
With or without Antonius knowing?
That is the question, isn't it?
Fine.
It would probably be to the both of them at the moment.
It would what?
Be to the both of them.
Okay.
If you were to try to telepathically reach to Torgoth, I mean, you wouldn't know this, probably. But for Antonius's sake, anything that Torgoth hears as far as communication, you would also receive.
Hera will just telepathically try and reach out to Torgoth. You're familiar with these gardens. Is there any place where you would hide and lay an ambush?
I mean, you look around, and you can see many vantage points. There's tall bushes of various displays. There are nooks and crannies, tall, walls. shadows abound. It's actually a pretty incredible. It would be a pretty good spot to lay an ambush. There's many hiding spots. Torgoth would probably be able to easily convey that sentiment as well.
Bill and Antinius. Telepathically to each one, is there a way that you can sense if there's anyone else around us?
Well, this should be interesting. And I'll reach out with the divine sense.
Okay.
Kind of like also reeling for the knowledge that this is going to come back with a ton of terrible things present.
Does that show
Mm-hmm.
desecration and consecration, or just celestial fey fiend, and undead?
So the location of so I can sense anything affected by the hollow spell. Know the location of any celestial fiend or undead that within 60 feet, not behind total cover.
Okay, let me double check something.
And then
Actually, this entire area would be affected by the Hallow spell.
Oh, that's cool. I don't even know what that is. We went through all of last campaign, never encountering it.
But it's not. It's different, as in, like it has been altered. There is something different about it, which you can very quickly surmise that you being or celestials, fiends, and technically undead have all entered this area. So it seems to be at least partially protective against Fey and elementals. And you also are aware that no creature can be charmed or frightened within this, like, entire Citadel ground.
I'm gonna kind of like, while I've got Torgath and we're away from everybody else, I'm just gonna kind of him my like Tim my himself. Why can I enter here?
It used to be that no celestials could also enter, but it was changed when Asmodeus appointed Zerial.
That makes. So how does seeing all of your former leadership here make you feel?
And my former charges. It has done nothing but solidify what I have already known.
How many of these situations have you already lived through, though? Kind of the nature of these types of places.
Not here.
Do you see the person we're here to
Maybe
meet?
as a human or a mortal. Such backstabbings and misgivings are wanton. But here we abide by the rules that have been set before us. Or we did. as you're standing here, kind of contemplating your surroundings, what this area means, kind of stepping out from those two main trees is a devil. You can see his wings kind of tucked behind him. Strikes a pretty imposing figure. A little bit taller than the rest of you, maybe a little bit more lithe. Dark, scaly skin. Almost verging on the edge of black. Kind of sweep from behind it.
I'll step out towards them.
I'll be behind Gary.
Harrow, you notice, Levi too, because your guys' passive perception is very high. As you're stepping out, kind of, you watch as the figure steps out. There's that tense half a second where nobody moves for a second. You watch a couple of your party members begin to take a step forward. You watch a bush rustle off to your left. And a tree limb, but only the one, shake. And we'll pick up there next week.
I was gonna say, during the spider incident, if Harrow could have, tried to meld to the shadows and, take up a sniper position.
During the spider attack. The great spider invasion.
The great spider attack, yeah.
So, for reference, it was right here, staring into my eyeballs.
You feel outnumbered?
Outgunned.
For context, it was a spider. It wasn't a North Korean assassin. It was a spider.
Yes.
Could have been a huntsman spider though.
It was a completely valid and normal reaction. Thank you very much.
It wasn't like the size of a Volkswagen. It was this big.
Well, what is big and is that close to you and you're not expecting it? It's fucking huge.
I will say, surprise gets people. I like spiders, and sometimes I've jumped because they're on me. Most of the time, if I see them, they're fun.
I just like to think that was the reincarnation of Skitters.
Fuck it. We got 9.5 more years before I can get my own. God damn it.
I cannot believe I'm wearing a Torgoth fucking suit.
I did not put that past Kyle. That just seemed like the right course of action, and Brett, you played it masterfully.
Fantastic.
Against his will was an understatement.
Just Gary watching the same thing that happened to him happen to Antonius. And then Gary quickly realizing that maybe that was a bad decision.
Maybe he should have consulted Antonius first.
Wait, the two guys that are pissed off at me? We're gonna put them together. Oh wait, they just bonded over a common cause.
The old adage, keep your friends close and your enemies warned by your friends.
So, on a side note, when I was looking up whether or not we can basically speak with animals via message, I looked up the dog's characteristics. And in Here Be Dragons, I'm pretty sure they stole my dog's face. This is the dog that they used for D&D, the dog. How the fuck you get a picture of Whiskey?
I mean, that's
This is a very fierce dog for D&D.
To be fair, that is the player-made homebrew page
Oh,
for
100%.
dog.
But still, that's
Did you
the
make
dog
that,
you
Kyle?
choose.
Is that the homebrew? Did you throw Adam's dog in there on the homebrew page?
That's funny.
It's so
Oh.
cute. Why would you ever bring that thing into combat?
It's somebody's Ralph somewhere.
He says as he kills Ralph over and over again every week.
Ralph knows what he's getting himself into. This is just
I think he just does it
general
for the
creature
drugs.
dog.
Ralph's in it for the drugs.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Ralph has his
think
own
Ralph
identity.
uses them to like cope with it.
To be fair, Ralph is actually a Fae creature, and Fae have their own fucking agenda. They're just in this world because I need them sometimes.
At the moment, coping.
100%. Like, he's using me just as much as I'm using him. He doesn't want to be in the stupid Fae Wilds anymore.
What does he get out of it?
Not being in the Fae Wilds. He's bored as shit. He gets to come over here and drink and party and, like, have sex and do whatever he would do like he was in Vegas.
You know, things that the Feywild are notoriously known for not having.
Hey, in the Fae Wilds, he's like a 5. In the fucking mortal plane, he's like a 10.5.
He's a familiar.
Exactly, a 10.5. He's rolling around with the big dogs. He knows what he's getting himself into.
Oh god.
Wow.
Gotta spend the next week figuring out how I'm supposed to play Antinius' Torghast.
It's gonna be so
It's
many
okay.
like roll against each
No,
other.
it's okay.
Shit.
All you gotta do is keep playing Antinius. I've got Torgoth.
Oh, you
Every
want to go
time I
to
think
path
I
left?
know.
Roll for that.
Every time I think I know what like my favorite NPC is, I just get reminded of another one, and I'm like, oh yeah, Torghast. Like, why did he go away again? Oh, that's right, Gary.
Torghast is by far the best NPC.
He wouldn't
But
let
there's
his
the
chest
kobolds.
eat us foot. Also, yeah, kobolds, 100% all the time, number 1.
See, it's hard to pick one.
Kobolds are a close second, but Torgoth is definitely number 1 for me.
Can't decide.
I can't believe it's not Paul for you, Pudgy.
I don't know. Paul's great. I like Paul, but as far as like best NPC is concerned, it's Torgoth all the way.
Laughing all the way.
And this is coming from the guy that he betrayed and abandoned,
You're right. You did betray and abandon him.
and left without a super cool magical item for like 6 months until I got a super cool magical item, and then Kyle
You got
blew it up
2.
on me.
Immediately broken.
You got
Yes,
2
I
super
blew it up on
cools.
you when you rolled the die because you used all the charges.
And now you're
And
gonna be a dragon.
And now I have 2 super cool magical items.
For all
See,
you guy who wants
You
to
lost
cast...
2 and you gained 2. It just took a while.
Oh,
How
we're
long
gonna have
does
to
he
fight
keep them
Bill.
for, Kyle?
What?
Find
How
out
long
next
does he get
week.
to keep them for?
Well, we'll find out.
Yep. For all you guys who want to cast your vote on who the best NPC is, be sure to tune in next week, Wednesday at 6-ish o'clock. And there will be more Dicey Dilemmas. Kyle, do you want to say anything before we go back?
Uh,
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.